What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live watch along. And listen, forget Champions League football, forget Real Madrid, forget Barcelona, Bayern Munich, PSG, Messi, and Mbappe. This is where it's at. Thursday nights, record EastEnders, Arsenal against the mighty Bodo Glimt. I mean, I don't know too much about them. I was calling them Hello Moto the other day. Anyone who remembers the old school Motorola advert, you know what I'm talking about. But it's one of them games. We just got to do it. It's like a shift at work. You just got to get through it, people. You never know. Maybe we'll get a few goals. Oh, Ronaldo misses again. As Messi scored a worldie last night for PSG. Ronaldo is struggling to score against party reps in Iron Apple. The game's really changed, people, I'm telling you. But listen, let's focus on Arsenal. I would say big game, but still an important game. Doesn't matter how poor we think this team is, we've still got to win the game. At the end of the day, they're top of the group. And, we've got a game in hand on them, of course, but we need to win the game. And a lot of people have been messaging me saying, listen, don't take this team for granted. They beat Roma last year. They drew away with PSV in this group. They're not a bad team. They're just a team we don't know a lot about. So we got to make sure we handle business and win the game. Big up to Ron in the comments. Says, see you, Nick Coleman music business from Arteta. Maybe Ten Hag's the real Coleman. He was Pep's Coleman at Bayern Munich, of course. CR7 dropping a stinker. Do you know what? It's sad to see. I think it's sad for football. I know he's a Man United player and Arsenal fans, we're going to like bantering him. But, seeing that greatness suffer like that, I think he made the wrong choice going back to Man United. I can't lie. Lucas said they beat Roma 6-1, not some scrappy 1-0 win. Yeah, was that in the Conference League last year, right? So, listen, we got to make sure we win the game and handle business, because we play them again next week away from home up in the mountains in Norway, where apparently it's like -5 and the snow and all of that business. So Kwesi says, Big C, it's hard to see Ronaldo struggling like this. Shame to watch that time has caught up with him. For me, Ronaldo, just go to MLS. Go to MLS. Go to some team. Go to Inter Miami, Beckham's team. Get your big mansion in the hills. Live like a film star, score 30 goals in the MLS and chill. Ronaldo's still trying to get that record. I've got the most Champions League goals. I'm better than Messi. Just relax. Try and win the World Cup with Portugal. Go to the MLS. Let Beckham give you about $500,000 a week and relax. It ain't that time no more. He's nearly 38, man. He needs to chill. Messi's 35 and he's playing in a front three that's unbelievable. So, yeah, it's one of them. CR7 would ball in the MLS. Big up Elliot who said, bless up Curtis, time for some 3-point collecting. I feel I've got to be careful with this game. I'm going to be totally honest. I don't feel overly motivated for this game. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I've just got it in my head that this team, but I do need to be respectful. Because I remember Ostersund's all them years ago where we struggled to beat them and I'd never really heard of them. So I've got to, still got to pay them their respect. Zoda said, the thing is, he is legendary but wants to be the best. Messi for me is the GOAT, but Ronaldo is not far behind. I always say the debate of Ronaldo and Messi, I know we're going off topic here a little bit away from the Arsenal game, but Messi and Ronaldo is subjective. There's no wrong or right answer about who you think is better. I think more people think that Messi is better because I think when you watch the two live, I think Messi had a unique talent that Ronaldo would score the match winner. Messi would score the match winner and run the game as well. And I think that's what edges it for Messi. But some people do edge with CR7 for the fact that, listen, he's done it in multiple leagues. He's done it in the Prem. He's done it in Spain. He's done it in Italy. It's a subjective one, and I think it's a great debate to have. You could do an all-round, you could do a show just on that debate alone, to be honest. But I just think when you're older in your career, you need to make sure you're at the right club under the right circumstances. Tehran said he can't go to the MLS. He will be arrested on arrival. Listen, man, I don't want to get into all that. You're trying to get man. Leave him alone, man. I'm sure he wrote a big check to get that case dealt with. Arteta has to get the snow machine out at Colney, represent the Norwegian conditions. Yeah. Hey, do you know, I think I said this before. Manchester City's training ground has a weather machine, and they train in that weather that they're going to play the game in. So they can turn the temperature up. If they were going to play in Spain and it was 35 degrees, they can get it to snow, fake snow, all of that. They've got state-of-the-art facilities at Man City. But yeah, maybe Arteta will get the snow machine out and just start firing it over the players. I don't know if that will help. Man said, nah, we ain't going to do that to him. Can't have Phil Neville telling him how to play. That's a good point. Ronaldo, you might have to make Ronaldo player manager. I'm not sure he's going to take instructions from Phil Neville at Inter Miami. I can't lie. Pat said, here in Oregon, supporting you and the Gunners. Big up Big C. Let's get that W today. All we want today, people, is a straightforward victory. I want to see a couple of our fringe players excel. Marquinhos, somebody I'm excited to see play. I want to see him scoring goals. Fabio Vieira, big game for him. You know, Odegaard wasn't his best the other day, and Vieira scored against Brentford. If I'm Vieira, I'm thinking I need to put him under pressure. Interesting that Nketiah said in the press conference that he was frustrated with his lack of game time. Which, listen, I understand no footballer is happy not playing. He also has to be realistic. Gabriel Jesus been a revelation since signing for the club. You're not going to get a lot of game time when he's performing like that. Just be patient. Bang goals in the Europa League. If you come on the bench, try and make it happen. You're sitting on 100 racks a week. Some would say you don't really deserve that, but I get it. Footballers want to play football. George said we only have speakers at the training ground. John said, Curtis, that's cheated. We can't have that. Broad said, make Ronaldo player chairman. I did read a story that Beckham wanted Messi at Inter Miami, and he was going to give him shares in the club to sign for them. So Ronaldo, Messi, I think Messi, there's rumours of him going back to Barcelona, so it'll be interesting. What we got here, people. Big C, I don't know why Martinelli is starting, said 8x8 football. I've got to admit, I was a little bit surprised. But I do think that Arteta's got to be careful that he doesn't get this wrong. From the outside, we're all looking at it, okay, Bodo Glimt, nothing team, we'll roll them over. He's looking at it thinking, Liverpool at the weekend, we've just beat Tottenham, confidence is high. What you don't want to do is put a complete fringe team out, drop points, and all of a sudden criticism comes back for him. So Martinelli is a risk because we don't actually have another left winger in the sense with Smith Rowe being injured. So if anything happened to Martinelli, there would be problems. Gabriel plays, Xhaka plays. I knew we would have to play a few of these guys because we don't have the strength in depth at the moment. Big up my brother Fran in the chat. Hit the like. Have you changed your channel name again? I'm confused. How many accounts have you got? I thought this was the astronaut Fran one. Have you changed again? This guy changes his channel name like the weather, you know. I can't keep up with him, but big up Fran in the chat. Broad said, side note, how funny was that Henri video with Carrot and Micah Richards? Honestly, anybody that's seen that video, absolutely hilarious. I think the presenter's like, who am I? And then they said, like, one of the top goal scorers in Arsenal history. And so basically, Thierry Henry thought they was talking about him. So he was like, Thierry Henry, and they were like, no, that's the wrong answer. It's actually Ian Wright. And Micah Richards and Carragher was clowning him. He didn't look that happy with the joke. And I think the more angry he was getting, the more Micah Richards was laughing at him. It's a brilliant interview. Brett said, really, only 3 midfielders fit is never good. I'm telling you, man. Let's talk about the team anyway. Let's talk about the team. Matt Turner in goal. I called him Tina Turner after the first couple games that I saw him play. I stand by my opinion until I see something different. At this moment in time, I don't rate him. That doesn't mean he can't change that with good performances, but unfortunately, people make judgments quickly in football. That doesn't mean we're writing him off saying he can never be a good goalkeeper. What I've seen of him so far, I think he's a worse goalkeeper than Leno, who was our second choice last year. But these are the games where he's got to prove himself. The back four, although funnily enough, I just see on BT Sport was listing it as a back three, but I don't know. Gabriel, Tierney, Holding and Tomiyasu. So surely Gabriel and Holding at centre-back, Tomiyasu right-back, Tierney at left-back. I don't see how that would become a back three. But BT Sport were just listing it as a three at the back, which I don't understand. Lokonga and Xhaka in the pivot. Xhaka really probably has to play. You know, him or Thomas Partey had to play. And he's gone with Xhaka. Of course, you don't want to risk Thomas Partey. The guy's made out of noodles, so he goes with Xhaka. Fran said it's the crypto channel. I had to go professional with the clients. What, they weren't feeling the astronaut thing? Yeah, but big up, Fran. Big him up. Big up, Sniper, with the super chatter. He said, Curtis, I've been watching you for a long time. Just join you. Let's do a watch along sometime. Come on, you Gunners. Big up, Sniper. I appreciate that, bro. And I appreciate you. Obviously, you're a member on the channel as well. And then we've got Marquinhos and Martinelli. Marquinhos on the right, Martinelli on the left. He did really well on his debut against Zurich. On the right-hand side, Marquinhos. When they signed him, there was rumours he was going to go out on loan. But he did so well in pre-season, they decided to keep him and you know, see what he can do this season. I think he's part of the reason they didn't sign a replacement for Nicolas Pepe. I didn't like that. I wanted to see us go and get a winger. But sometimes, I always say in football, sometimes if you can't buy a star, you have to create one. When we signed Gabriel Martinelli, nobody had heard of him. He came from the 4th division in Brazil, playing in some farmers league over there in Brazil. All of a sudden now, probably one of our best players, if we're being honest. You know, good chance of going to the World Cup, possibly. So, can Marquinhos save the club £60 million on a winger and become that backup right winger that can go and challenge Saka? So, let's see another big game for Marquinhos. And Eddie Nketiah plays up front, people. Like I said, he was in the press conference alongside Mikel Arteta, and he was talking about his frustration at not playing, which on one hand, I respect it. You're a striker, you're not getting picked, you shouldn't be happy. No footballer's happy not playing, even if you're picking up big money. Equally, you got to do more to prove yourself. You got to score goals in these games. When you come on in the Prem, you've got to do something. So it's down to him, really. But we know that, listen, without being disrespectful, there is an obvious gap in quality between him and Gabriel Jesus. He's just going to have to bide his time. Canabri said, hi, Curtis, I just got a puppy. Wish me luck. Hey, wait till that puppy starts biting the shoes and scratching the wall and all of that. It's a problem, people. Johnny said, big up, Big C. How you doing? C-Unit business. Listen, we're top of the Prem, right? We just smashed Tottenham. The Nando's got cooked, seasoned up and cooked. Liverpool at the weekend. You know, we're going to preview the Liverpool game, obviously, later on in the week. But I think the Liverpool game is a harder game than the Tottenham game. Even though Tottenham are our rivals and all of the passion and all of that. But I just think the way that Tottenham played kind of played into our hands. I think a team coming to Arsenal and sitting back was always going to suit us. The fact that Liverpool will come and play against us and try and beat us and play on the front foot, I sometimes think that's harder to defend against. Maybe going forward it can be easier because, you know, there's bigger gaps. Trent's going to get forward. That's going to enable Martinelli to get more space. It's going to be a tough game. A lot of people in the comments were writing off Liverpool. I just think they're having a bad spell. And I think they will come back. Hopefully not this weekend. Beresford said, ole, 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 ole. Curtis, hey, relax. I don't mind that shout, actually, Beresford. I don't like the Ollie, though, because, you know, it just reminds me of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and we know how bad he was. But big up Beresford Productions, as always. Really appreciate it. Taz said, what do you think of Eubank Ben being cancelled? What can you do? The man failed a drugs test. They ain't going to allow him to fight. You know, he can turn around and say, oh, I didn't know that was in, you know, the vitamins or whatever that I was taking. But anywhere it looks like there's cheating going off, they're going to cancel the fight, you know. So it's a shame. Boxing, I'm a massive boxing fan. Boxing for me is a shambles right now. It's an absolute shambles. Ben Eubank cancelled. You know, Fury and Joshua, not going to happen. It's a shambles. I'm not the biggest UFC fan, right? I prefer boxing to UFC. But one thing I highly respect about UFC, the biggest fighters fight against each other. In boxing, it's all politics. They're always talking. Half the time, they never fight the best fighters. So, yeah, it's a shame, but it seems to be the way of boxing, I'm afraid. Peely said, big up Curtis in the community. I've been waiting all my life to watch Bodo Glimt. This day has finally arrived. Bro, I'm going to be totally honest. Before we got drawn against them, I had honestly never heard of them. And I consider myself quite knowledgeable when it comes to football. I'd never heard of this team. Never in my life had I heard of them. People were saying they'd beat Roma. I don't think I was even keeping tabs on the Conference League last season. So, yeah, I don't know. We're going to find out about them tonight, though. I know we've been clowning them. Their name sounds a bit silly, but apparently they're no pushovers. Yardman said, Big C, who is better, Kirtley from Spanish Town or Sherman Clump from London? I got to go Kirtley from Spanish Town, man. Sherman's got to prove himself tonight still. These are kind of games where Eddie should be bagging. You know, he said he wants to play and all of that. So let's see what he's about. TMB, thank you for the super chat. C-Unit Business, are we ready for this televised training session? Listen, I don't want to say too much before they clip me up and say, you know, Man United were 1-0 down against Iron Apple, you know, some holiday reps. They managed to win the game in the end. You just never know in these games. So I'm not going to get carried away with the score predictions and that too much, you know. But big up to everyone tuned in. Already 1,500 of you in the chat. Make sure you like the video. Can we get 2,000 likes? I know we'll get over 2,000 in the live chat as the game starts. Can we get 2K likes? It's laid back settings tonight. I might be laying down in the chair by the time this stream ends, unless we end up going a goal down. Then I might get irate, you know. Curtis Painter said, Scousers have too much firepower. Hope they don't bounce back against us because soon they will. Boxing is in tatters at the moment. Listen, Liverpool are a wounded animal. And wounded animals can be one of two things. They can be a pushover because they're finished, or they can bite back. And I think Liverpool, at some stage, there's going to be a bite back from them. They're not finished. You know, a lot of people laughing at Darwin Núñez. Can't hit a brick wall at the moment, but his movement is very good. It might be a time where he starts putting them chances away. Let's just hope it isn't this weekend against us. G-Dog said, Curtis Shaw TV, the only watch-along worth watching. I agree. Now, listen, there's a lot of other good channels out there, but listen, you know, keep it locked in the community, people. Can't wait for the I've always rated him for Eddie. Listen, I think I've said so much about Eddie. I don't even think I could try that one. Listen, we're about to kick off in 10 minutes. I just wanted to talk about this. Listen, we'll talk about it in more depth tomorrow on the show when we do player ratings and everything. But I thought this was interesting. Wanted to know your thoughts on this. Story coming out of Chelsea today that they will not extend N'Golo Kante's contract next summer. He's 31 now. He turns 32 next year. He's going to be a free agent. And the story coming out from his agent is that N'Golo Kante wants to stay in London, which automatically they've said Arsenal and Tottenham. Apparently his agent has actually offered him to Arsenal and Tottenham on a free for next summer. Ben Jacobs has come out and said he doesn't think that Arsenal would want to sign him. Maybe we'll get him on the show at some point and have a conversation. I just wanted to quickly ask, we'll go into more detail about it tomorrow, but N'Golo Kante, he's had injury problems this year and last year. He's not getting on the pitch enough. He is still in the French squad. He is going to still probably go to the World Cup. He's certainly not the Kante that he was 2 years ago. But let me put it into context. Kante earns £225,000 a week. It's a huge wage. He's going to want probably the same to go to somebody on a free. But would you take N'Golo Kante on maybe a 2-year deal on a free? Lot of experience. He's won pretty much everything. I suppose the big question is, what level is he still at? We know 2 or 3 years ago, this guy was, you know, he's the best player we've seen in that position since probably Claude Makelele. But would you sign N'Golo Kante on a free transfer next summer? He'll be 32 years of age. 2-year deal would take him until 34. Is he still good enough? Would you want to pump big wages into him? Fran said, sign him straight away. He's a machine. Ziggy said, yep, strength in depth. Fran also said, streets ahead from what we have, but the wages would be very high. However, if we're pushing for the top, then you get him. Chris said, I'm tired of taking Chelsea's rejects. See if City has an aging player they don't want. Yeah, I'd take Gundogan, I tell you that. 30 years of age, but an absolute baller. I think someone made a good point there. Apologies. It's gone off the screen. They said, see how he does in the World Cup. I think that's a good point. If he went to the World Cup and excelled, maybe you say, okay. The only thing is the World Cup, international football's a lot slower than the Prem. I think you would have to get him on a smaller wage and you would have to have a get-out clause of that contract. Could you give him a year with a 1-year option? So after 1 year, if it doesn't work, you can bin him. I've got to be honest, if you could get him for 1 year with a 1-year option, I'm taking him. What is he? We can say that Kante is not the N'Golo Kante he used to be, but is he better than Mohamed El Neni? Miles ahead of him. Is he better than Sambi Lokonga? Miles ahead of him. The experience, the fact he's won, the guy's won the World Cup. He's won the Prem. He's won everything. A year with a 1-year option, I'm taking him. If you can get the wage down a little bit. You need experience. You need winners in the dressing room. If you're having to give him 2-3 years on 200 grand a week, then maybe I think you walk away from it. Because what you don't want is another Willian situation where after 6 months you realise that he's not the player he used to be. He's sitting on loads of wages. You've also got to be mindful. He's been injury prone in the last 2 seasons. Chelsea are not just going to let N'Golo Kante leave the football club if everything is rosy in the garden. There's clearly a problem. So for me, it's a flip of the coin. If we got him, I would dress it up in a positive way. If we left him alone, then I would say I haven't really got a problem. But what we're hearing the reports are, according to Ben Jacobs, is that Arsenal are not interested in him, which I get. I don't think we're going down this route. And I think we've been stung before. I think Mikel Arteta will think, you know what? I tried this with Willian and it went horribly wrong. I'm not going to take the chance with Kante. So it's like a classic BMW from 10, 15 years ago, but the engine's mashed up, clapped out, there's rust all over it. That's kind of how I look at Kante right now. High mileage on the car, that engine is about to explode. So, yeah, Kante for me. We'll talk about it in more detail tomorrow. But I just wanted your thoughts. I like this one. Man said, you can't be serious. I like that one. Listen, ultimately, I always say, if you're trying to finish above Chelsea, what you don't want to do is sign players from Chelsea that are on their way down, that are on their way out. If we was going to Chelsea and taking a player away from them that gets in their team that has been excelling, like I'm a big fan of Kovacic. I like Kovacic. I think he's a baller. If we were taking Kovacic, somebody that starts every week, I'd say I like that. But Kante, if Chelsea are letting him go on a free, there's a problem. And he's been injured the last 2 years. So Arsenal about to kick off in 2 minutes, people. They are listing this as a free at the back. 3-4-1-2. They're saying Martinelli and Nketiah are playing up front in a 2. Gabriel holding Tomiyasu as a back 3. Tierney on the left, Marquinhos on the right, Xhaka and Sambi in the pivot. So maybe we are playing 3 at the back. It's interesting. Sky had it listed as 4, but BT are listing it as a 3. So that'll be interesting. Temp said, Curtis, we're no longer a retirement home. We have a youth progress. No to Kante for me. We'll talk about it in more depth tomorrow. We'll get a poll out and all of that, people. We are 2 minutes away from kickoff. Granit Xhaka, of course, is the captain. We knew it. He's basically the captain of the club anyway. He just doesn't wear the armband. But Odegaard isn't playing today. He is the vice captain. So Xhaka is the vice captain. So today he takes the armband against the mighty Bodo Glimt. And let's see how we do. Give me a score predictions, people. It's quite a difficult score to predict because if I'm going off the name alone, Bodo Glimt, I'm saying 5-0 to Arsenal. But then I do have to be realistic. They're second in the Norwegian League. They beat Roma 6-1. They drew 1-1 away with PSV. So maybe I'm going to be a bit more respectful. I'm going to go for 3-0 to Arsenal. I still think we should have too much for them. Fran's going for it. He's saying, imagine a fit Partey and Kante. But like you always say, Fran, with Partey, half the time he's made of noodles. I think Kante's even more injury prone than him right now. Visionite saying 3-1. John Darren says 4-1. Jamar 2-0. Taron said 4-2. I'd be disappointed if we conceded 2 goals. Smart Cookie says 2-1. King Bucks 4-2. Kante will never want to go to Arsenal. I disagree. I think he would. His agent saying he's very settled in London. He nearly signed for Arsenal. In fact, we had the deal in our hands and threw it over our shoulder to sign Granit Xhaka. How did that work out? Not very well. Bodo Glimt sounds like an ancient tablet. Hayden says 4-1. Cody Mystified saying 3-1 to Bodo. I tell you what, if you got that, you would get unbelievable odds. What are they doing now? They're doing some silence for the tragedy in Indonesia. Terrible news. I'll click on the comments for a minute. I'll be quiet for a second. Pay my respects. Oh, that was a quick minute. I think I missed the first 30 seconds. So, yeah, terrible news of what happened in Indonesia there with the police and stuff. Shimos said he done Bodo 11-1. Are they 11-1 to just win the game, or is it 11-1 to win 3-1? Big up Omar in the cut. Hope you're well, bro. Game's about to kick off. I've got kind of a weird feeling about this game, and I need to snap out of it. I'm so relaxed. I feel like I'm about to watch a training session. I just hope we're not 1-0 down, and I'm thinking I should have been a little bit more hyped for it. But listen, we got to be winning this game. I'm going for 3-0 to Arsenal. I reckon Martinelli will score. I reckon Eddie will score, to be honest. He does usually bag in these kind of games. The game's underway, people. Like I said, who needs Chelsea against AC Milan and Inter Milan against Barcelona that we've seen this week when you can get Arsenal against Bodo Glimt? This is where it's at, people. Thursday night, EastEnders is on record. We'll watch that later. Phil Mitchell FC, and we'll watch Bodo Glimt. But listen, apparently they play very good football, so let's see how we get on. The game is underway. Eddie Murphy is primed. Let's see how he gets on. These are games where he usually bags. Omar said, Nketiah a hat-trick. My striker. Listen, let's see. Let's see how he gets on. Hold on. We are playing 3 at the back. No? That looks like 4. It does look like 4. Tomiyasu just looks like he's at right back. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, no, but Tomiyasu was playing right centre-back. So, I don't know. Interesting. Bodo beat Mourinho's Roma 6-1. Surely they must have... surely Jose put a weaker team out. I don't know. I honestly never saw the team that was out for that game. Samuel says, thank you for the super chat. Just tackled myself on the touchline into this live stream. Listen, we'll try our best, people, to keep you motivated for this one. Here's Marquinhos. So I've got to admit, I'm probably most excited watching him of any other Arsenal player tonight because obviously we've seen Martinelli and them before. We know how good he is. With this Marquinhos, I'm hoping we get a gem out of him. Good ball by Gabriel. Out wide to Kieran Tierney. Whips it to the back post. It's high. Comes to Fabio Vieira. Oh, the shot's blocked there. Didn't get enough power in it. Do you know what? I've been a little bit disrespectful. Before every game, I usually read out the opposite team lineup, and I didn't even read out their lineup. Ball whipped in. It's a poor cross, cleared at the near post. But as you can see, their team is there, people. I don't really know any of their team. So, listen, let's hope we don't know any of them by the end of the game as well. James said, big up from Berlin. Curtis, I'm effing fuming. Signed up for RTL here in Germany because they show the Europa League, but ain't showing the Arsenal match. Shocking, man. Anyone got any streams? Share them in the comments, people. You know, it'd be good that everybody can watch the game as well as tuning into the stream, of course. You know, you got to mute the commentary. You don't want to hear Steve McManaman commentating, that is for sure. Lots of Arsenal fans respecting Bodo. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. We're trying not to be. I think it's the name. Big up Snake Eyes, he said. Big up the community. Wi-Fi. I'm in Florida. Big up Big C. I finish my assignment here next Friday. I get back and I should be sending you what we talked about the following Monday. Big up, bro. Appreciate that. Hope everything's well. Obviously, thoughts go out to anybody in the Florida region, or I know a lot in the Caribbean as well. The weather is terrible at the moment, so I hope you're safe and well, people, and able to, you know, tune in and your electricity and everything is fine. Big up Christian Lyles said, what's good, Big C? I'm desperate to get back into the Champions League after watching the matches. We need to see our boys up against the best. The Emirates will be lit. I've got to admit, people, I don't know about any other fan, not even just Arsenal fans, but Arsenal fans in particular. I've had enough of the Europa League. The first season, it was like, all right, Europa League, you know, let's do something different. I've had enough of it now. Last year, we didn't even have Europe at all, so I'm happy that we're at least in Europe. But I've spent the last 2 nights watching Champions League football, big games, big competitions, and, you know, watching this game. Who wants to watch Bodo Glimt on a Thursday night? I want to see Barcelona. I want to see PSG. Now, I don't think we're ready to even We need to improve if we're playing against those teams, but I just want to see the Emirates buzz in, the Champions League lights and all of that. Here's Eddie Nketiah. Edge of the box, shoots, tries to bend it in the far corner, just wide. Tried to open up his body, little Thierry Henry curler there into the far corner, but he gets too much on it and bends it wide. He will be desperate to score tonight, honestly. He will be desperate. Taz said, do you prefer Ben White or Tommy at right back? I've got to be honest. I prefer Tomiyasu, but I've got to give full credit to Ben White. He deserves the shirt. Even against Liverpool this weekend, he deserves to start at right back ahead of Tomiyasu. You know, he's done nothing to warrant losing the shirt. So fair play to him. Marcel said, big up Curtis, I just got back my electricity here in Orlando after that crazy hurricane. Looks crazy, man. I've seen a lot of it on the news. And listen, like I said, anybody out there, I hope you're all safe and well, people. Here come Bodo Glimt. Let's not do anything stupid here tonight, people. I've gone for a 3-0 victory for Arsenal. Here's Marquinhos. He needs to clear the ball. Clips it down the line, and Bodo have the ball. But I have to say, they look very comfortable on the ball. Have to give them some credit. They don't, they're not just booting the ball around. They're very, very comfortable. Ronaldo said, sorry, I'm late. How we been? Yeah, we're good, man. If only it was the real Ronaldo, Tama said, big up Curtis and the C Unit. Calm, brothers. We're going to collect them 3 points. We have to. Just collect and move on. I'm not overly interested. I hope we play well and the performance is good, but just win and move on. Liverpool on the weekend, people. That's where I'm at. Here's Marquinhos. Right-hand side. Crosses it in. Comes out to Eddie Nketiah. Tries to lay it off to Fabio Vieira. And it's cleared. They're definitely a competent side. I think we have to be respectful of them, just because we never heard them. And here they are. They're on the attack here, and that's a foul. But they carry on. Good tackle there by Gabriel. I thought Martinelli fouled him in the first instance. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Injury, people. Injury for Arsenal. Fabio Vieira. I thought it was Martinelli. He is punching the floor, which is never a good sign. I think it's more of a stamp on his foot more than anything, which would just be bruising, hopefully, rather than anything major muscular. He's definitely in pain, though. He's on the floor. This is almost more... This is as important as the result. We can't afford players to be getting injured. We're weak. One thing I didn't share with you, actually, I'm going to do that while Fabio Vieira is down injured. I didn't actually show you the bench. So that you can see the options or lack of options. We've got a pretty decent bench, obviously, because some of the stronger players are on the bench. You've got Hine, Ben White, Cedric. I'm surprised Cedric ain't playing. Saliba, Partey, Serjan, Smith, Saka, Nelson, Odegaard, and Jesus. I thought Reece Nelson might have started ahead of Martinelli. I definitely wouldn't be playing Gabriel Martinelli for 90 minutes. Vieira looks all right now. But our squad is thin. Our squad is thin, people. We have to buy in the January transfer window. He's back up. He's fine now. He's on the pitch, limping a little bit, but he got stamped on his foot. Back up after some treatment. Yeah, you're right. He did have a cast on his foot, so maybe it's still a little bit fragile. Arsenal give the ball away there. We haven't started the game great. Last King, thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, hey, Big C, my partner just delivered a baby girl. That's what I'm talking about. He shoots, he scores. Hitting that target, bro. Big up. Congrats to you and your new daughter, man. Big up yourself. More life, people. Enjoy. Nothing better than, having a child, becoming a father. So big up from the community. Rastaman KQ, big up yourself. The way C reacted, I thought Partey. Nah, listen, Partey, I don't want Partey anywhere near this pitch tonight. Don't bring him on. Don't even tell him to warm up. Just sit down and relax yourself. Yeah, big up Last King, man. Big up yourself. And the community's echoing the thoughts, man. Big up. You know what we're about here, people. Togetherness, people. Community vibes. Did you see the Messi news? Yeah, it was nothing major. He's retiring after the World Cup from Argentina, but he's 35. He was never going to go to the next... Well, in fact, has he retired from international, or did he just say it'd be his last World Cup? It's Fabio Vieira! Oh, shoots over the bar. Came to him on the penalty spot, chested it down. and volleyed it over the crossbar. First good chance of the game. Probably should have scored. Big up Marshall. Hope you're well, bro. Good cross there by Kieran Tierney. Drills it low. Comes off Eddie. Oh, it clips the top of the crossbar as well. Got to be totally honest. He has to hit the target there. It's on his left foot. Yeah, he's got to do better. It hits the defender, I think. That looks like it should have been a corner. So maybe I've done him dirty there. Toast to your little snapper, man. Yeah, big up, man. Big up, Last King. Big up yourself. Argentina are winning the World Cup. Listen, it would be the perfect ending to the story in the sense if Messi won the World Cup, you know. And listen, Argentina, I'm sure I read that they're like 32 games unbeaten in all competitions. So they're not messing around, man. Big up Bally TV who said, Curtis, come to Austin, Texas, bro. Listen, hopefully over the next, few months in the season, hopefully there'll be some traveling and stuff like that. So hopefully get back over to America at some stage. Yeah, man saying, where's the Curtis mug on Boma Gaming? Big up, man. You lot don't miss, Yeah, I went with the Arsenal one tonight, so let's see how that goes, Didn't want to mug myself off tonight. Sorry, it's a dad joke. Forgive me, people. Portugal will win the World Cup. They've got the players. I don't know if they... When I watch Portugal, the collective doesn't look great. They've got individual brilliance. Rafael Leao looked good yesterday. Ronaldo, Bernardo, Bruno Fernandes. They got ballers. Oh, Bodo Glimt cross it in, but it's cleared away. I have to admit, people, anybody that's looking for a stream to watch this game, you're not missing much. I have to admit, you are not missing much at all. Dad jokes on lock. That's when you know you're getting older. You start dropping dad jokes that aren't even that funny, but in your head, for some reason, they sound funny. So forgive me, people, if that ever happens. Wasim said, Vimto or something stronger. No, we just got orange juice tonight, bro. No Vimto. I'm chilling tonight. I might even put hot chocolate and get a quilt. I could be asleep by the time the second half turns up, to be honest. Very little excitement in the game so far. Curtis, you need to get their mugs made up and push out the merch. The merch definitely looking to get started during the World Cup. We'll have a little bit more time then, so we'll get going. Ramon said, big up Last King. Around this time last year, I announced the arrival of my first child to the community on here. Big up to you, Big C, and the community. Big up yourself, bro. Nothing better. Nothing better, Although forget about sleep, because you won't be sleeping for the foreseeable future, Last King. That's the only thing I'll be saying to you. Yeah, you got to love a dad joke. You know what I mean, Nicky? Why not? Here's Eddie and Nketiah, left-hand side. 11 minutes gone. Arsenal have had one good chance so far. Fabio Vieira clipped the crossbar with a volley from about 8 yards out. But I've got to be honest, for anybody that isn't watching the game and is purely watching this watch-along, it is not a great game to watch so far, I can't lie. Only the Arsenal game is blocked on the whole stream website. That is crazy. Why would they do that? Yo, Curtis and C-Unit sounds like a yawn fest, bro. It is. It is. Bodo will be happy with this, Keep it 0-0. You never know. They might get a chance. Fran said, I've got so many dad jokes. Yeah, it happens, Fran. You know yourself. Fran's got, bare kids as well, The dad jokes, man, it happens naturally, man, once you have kids. Assassin said, Curtis, off topic, but my best video from your channel is when Lacazette was one-on-one against Villarreal and he skies it. You was fuming. Yeah, they were dark days on the channel. we try not to think about them streams. They're probably entertaining to watch. The Clips channel will be here soon, people. We'll bring all the clips back and rerun them, because there are a lot of clips. The Clips channel soon land again. Maybe during the World Cup we launch the merch and the Clips channel and all of that good stuff, people. But they were dark days, man. They were dark days, losing to Villarreal and stuff. Big kids, Fran, you machine. Van Dijk will be looking to play alongside Saliba. I mean, let's see. Let's see. I don't see how it happens. Liverpool don't come anywhere near, Saliba. Van Dijk, we could have signed him from Celtic. I think we had an offer accepted and turned him down. This is Hugo Boss Dross. Hey, I'm here all week, man. Drop the jokes. We need entertaining. I can see this turning into just a community conversation in the in the comments because that my eyelids are starting to feel like they've got bricks in them already. The game is an absolute snorefest. You bold fraud. Is that Lacquer, you prick? That was it. That was it. I was so angry. Lacquer was painful to watch. He gave everything, but it wasn't happening. Manoj said nothing can top the Buendia stream. Pure jokes. Yeah, that was a mad one. That was the comedy. That's where the comedy came out in all angles, man. But hey, it is what it is. Some people were offended by that stream. Some people said the jokes went too far. I thought they were top notch, to be fair. This is a pure vibe stream. No football entertainment tonight. Listen, remember last year we were talking about biscuits. What biscuits do you prefer? We were talking about films. We were talking about hip hop. We were talking about crypto. Everything was going off. However we need to cope through this game, we will find a way, people. We will find a way. You need to do a Lacquer You Prick t-shirt. I don't think people would want to walk around with that, surely. You never know. Snake Eye said, no, the best clip was Hulkamania. I never lived that down. Like I said, inflation, man. I won't be ripping no more shirts, that's for sure. We saved that shirt. We use it for something, even if I clean the car with it. DJ Ash, hope you're well, bro. Said, big up Curtis, hope you're good. I'm DJing at a bar in London at the moment. Got them to put the game on the screens. That is decent. That is decent. And I appreciate your email as well. I was talking about, I want to try and organise an event. Curtis Shaw TV event. So interact with the community, get some guests there, have a conversation. Just vibes, you know. Not no sit down, tight up in the chair and button up. None of that. Just straight vibes, chilling out, music, maybe a bit of food, conversation. Try and get maybe Robbie, Kevin Campbell, get Fran down for it and just interact with the community. I think, I'm all about togetherness, people. So, and big up Ash because he reached out and said, he works in a bar and it might be possible to do it. So definitely something I'm looking to get done on the channel, people. So, if you're in London based or you can get to London, it would be great to get some of the community down for that. So definitely something looking to get done. CSTV European Tour. Listen, I'm telling you, man. Definitely trying to get about this season. That is for sure. Interstellar said, Spurs, he's a Spurs fan, but we deserved the win against them on Saturday. But as you'd expect tonight, he's cheering Bodo Glimt. It is what it is. The game is the game, and I never get mad with the game. The game is the game, people, So I expect it, but I appreciate your honesty that we deserve the win, Fran said, big night out. Yeah, we get him out. We get him to hit the motorway for that one, tell a few stories, conversate with the people, them vibes and tunes and all. And we'll be running tunes as well. It ain't no type. We're running rhythms on that night, Curtis Shaw TV European Tour. Landed in the morning, sent off at 9 p.m. Party lock off. No, remember that one when Party flew in and got sent off? I can't remember what game that was. That was a classic as well. I got to go back through the clips. Definitely got to go. Shaquille thinking about the Jeff Shreves interview where he is hammering Edu. That was a classic. That was very good. But in the end, he's done quite well, to be fair, Edu. So I give him a little bit of credit. South London's fine. He's sure on tour, more polls than a strip club. Hey, I'm telling you. We may have to do it in one of them clubs. It would definitely go well with that saying then, wouldn't it? But, maybe, gotta be careful. Curtis is the king of the rhythms. Yeah, trust me, we'll do vibes. How about a Tina Turner medley? We'll do what we need to do, man. I'm actually forgetting there's a football match on the TV screen because it's shambolic at the moment. This is, if you struggle to get to sleep, people, just watch this. Watch this for 17 minutes. You'll be asleep. This is an absolute snorefest, although that... I was just about to say that's a great ball by Tommy Asu. He just smashed it out for a throw-in. Mr. SJE said the dot along and the Buendia stream. Yeah, there's been some classics, man. There's been some classics. Hey, Anthony, you need to relax. I said in Spearman. Oh, man, it's all mad people. I was at the Liverpool game partying. Got off the plane and got sent off. Yeah, the game's been an absolute shocker so far. CJ said, why is Martinelli not rested? I don't think we got any players, people. We got no squad depth. We have to play him. Listen, I would have probably gone with Reece Nelson on the left just to give him a break. But listen, We got Martinelli on the pitch. We got Gabriel on the pitch. And we can't break them down. Xhaka's on the pitch. That's at least 3 players that will probably start at the weekend against Liverpool. Here's Eddie Nketiah, edge of the penalty area, whips it across. Bodo Glimt, keeper, clears it quite easily. Sambi Lokonga finds Martinelli. I'm trying to hype the game up a little bit. Here's Granit Xhaka. Should have gone the other way. It's gone away from goal. Sambi, people like Sambi, they need to turn up tonight, man. This should be a game he should be bopping. Fran said, soon as this Bitcoin short is closed, I'm off. Listen, Fran's usually in bed by now. I'm surprised he's still up 20 past 8. But big up Fran. Haaland moved to Arsenal. Don't worry about Haaland, man. Saliba's going to pocket that robot. Has anybody seen the news? They've actually set up a petition in the UK for Haaland to be banned from football in the Premier League. I think if you get more than 100,000 people to sign the petition, the government have to discuss it in a meeting. And I think there's well over 100,000 already. I think when I saw it, there was 400,000. So they're trying to ban Haaland from playing in the Premier League because they think he's a robot. He is playing like a robot, to be fair, so they might need to ban him, especially when Arsenal play against them. But nah, listen, it is what it is. He just mashing work every game. Christian said, one of the more positive clips that always kills me is when Aubameyang scored last year in the North London derby at home and did the Henry slide. Big C was on a 10. That was mad vibes, man. I was so gassed. It's always nice beating them lot, innit? And I like the way Jesus did the Henry slide as well. I really did. You know, embrace what the club is about and what we're dealing with. There was 450k. I might sign it myself. Ban him. Ban him for the Arsenal game, man. I don't want him to play. Here's a chance for Arsenal. Martinelli in the penalty area. Cuts inside. Here's Marquinhos. Oh, and it breaks down. Oh, wow. See, this is the problem. Mark said I'm leaving for a minute to register my vote. Listen, sign the ting, people. Sign the ting. Let's get that robot banned. Take it to government. Say, listen, we don't want him to play. He's a robot. Ivan Drago. I saw a report saying that Haaland earns up to 900k. Yeah, apparently. The bit of a report that I saw was that the average goal bonus at Manchester City is around 20 to 25,000 a week. Apparently, Haaland gets up to £100,000 a goal. Now, he's got 19 goals in all competition. And we're only in October, so he's earning, that's what, 1.9 million in 2 months. So he must be cleaning them out, mate. So apparently he gets up to 900,000 with bonuses, even though I think his basic wage is around 370. So yeah, he's cleaning up, man. I'm sure they don't mind paying him when he's bagging goals like that. Here's Martinelli. Got support out wide. Kieran Tierney in the area. Tierney shoots. Hits the post. Yes! Arsenal take the lead. Eddie Nketiah scores 8 yards out. 1-0 to the Gunners. He's calling people. I don't know who he's calling, but he's calling someone. Arsenal 1. Bodo Glimt 0. Eddie Murphy, Sherman Klump, Axel Foley, Eddie Nketiah with the goal. He needed the goal. It's a good position to be. Kieran Tierney with a good strike. Hits the post from the edge of the penalty area. And a good finish from Eddie. He's in the right place. Holding. Finds Fabio Vieira. Does well. Gets into Martinelli. Does well. He's aware. This is what we need from him, that awareness. Lift your head up. Finds Tierney. Tierney's unlucky not to score. That's a rocket from Tierney. Hits the post. And Eddie with the rebound. Penalty spot. Taps it in. Good finish in the end. It's missable. It's a poacher's goal. Bit of a Haaland kind of tap-in goal. And listen, he'll be delighted with that. He said he was frustrated that he wasn't playing. And yeah, my excitement levels have lifted ever so slightly, people. Ever so slightly. As Arsenal lead 1-0. I went for 3-0. So let's see how we get on. Eddie with a goal. And I always put this gif on Twitter of Axel Foley every time Eddie scores. I think it's quite funny. Some people don't though, but you know what Twitter's like. It's a cesspit over there anyway. Axel Foley smashing goal Atsos. Listen, get your goal. You got to earn that 100k, man. You know what I mean? You're getting 100k. I need tap-ins at least. Diogo and Ketia. Listen, we need the goal. We need to win. Simple as that. Tierney has 98 shot power. That was a banging shot. Munzir, we want an Almunia green screen. I just can't do that. I'm not going to be able to do that. I still have nightmares of the Champions League final. He is a swear word on this channel. Manuel Almunia. Big C, do you think we can win the Europa League? Do you know what's really interesting this season? It's typical, isn't it? It's always going to happen when Arsenal are in the Europa League. The first year we went in Europa League, Arsene Wenger, we were going to win the Europa League that year. Atletico Madrid got knocked out of the Champions League. At the time, they had prime Diego Costa, prime Griezmann. They beat us. I'm watching the Champions League at the moment. Just to put it into context, you've got Atletico Madrid, bottom of their group, so they may end up finishing third, dropping down. I know they're not as good this year, but still, you don't want to be playing Atletico Madrid. You got Ajax in one group. Barcelona are third in their group. You know, they're not as good, but you don't really want to be playing Lewandowski, Rafinha and Dembele. AC Milan are third in their group. You got Leipzig who are decent as well. And Juventus. So at the moment, if it finished how it was now, you're looking at Juventus, AC Milan, Barcelona, Ajax and potentially Atletico Madrid dropping down into the Europa League. So it could be one of them where you're looking at the Europa League right now thinking, you know what, we're one of the favourites to win this, but 3 or 4 of them drop down and it becomes a way more difficult competition. When you think last year's Europa League final was Rangers against, who did they play in the final? Was it Frankfurt? You know, I'd fancy Arsenal to beat both of them. Arsenal could be in. Fabio Vieira, oh, it's saved by the goalkeeper. I think Eddie got in his way a little bit there as well. Good save, though. Goes out for a corner. Eddie, Fox and Ketia, says TMB. Will play AC Milan. Olivier Giroud. Europa will looks more entertaining than last year. Yeah, but I didn't want it to be entertaining. I wanted it nice and easy. I'd take Frankfurt in the final, you know. Send me the link for the petition. Bro, I don't even have the link. It's all over socials. Just put Haaland petition. It comes up straight away. Corner to Arsenal. In-swinger. Marquinhos having a bit of a quiet game at the moment. He had a bad touch just before we won this corner. In-swinging corner. Fabio Vieira to take it. Whips it in-swinger, headed up in the air. And comes back out to Vieira. Oh, great touch. He's definitely techie. And that's a great ball. Yes! Rob Holding scores. 2-0 to the Gunners. Fabio Vieira, fantastic in-swinging cross. He totally made that goal. Outstanding touch out of the air. Cuts inside. Lovely cross into the area. And Bob Boldin heads it into the far corner. Great ball in by Vieira. And lovely header by Holding. 2-0 to the Gunners. Fair play to Rob Holding. He doesn't score many goals, so he'll be delighted with that. 2-0 to the Gunners. Maybe this could end up being 5 or 6. His new hairpiece gets the assist. Yeah, the toupee scored, people. Straight off the wig. Nah, bro has a rasta. The artist formerly known as Boldin. Yeah, well, we can't really call him Boldin now. He's got loads of hair. He's got loads of hair, but we don't care. Robbie Holding. He don't even. Some say he's better than Cannavaro. Well, I think they stopped singing that joke, to be fair. I think they had enough of that joke. Stopped singing it. Brett said, what a ball. Great ball in. He looks like he's... Man said Bob Dreadlocks. That is brilliant. Yeah, he's got techers. He has got... I like this Fabio Vieira. Bit lightweight, but techie baller. Clever. Could he be a bit of a Bernardo Silva? Ash said, Curtis, thanks for the mention. Just email me when you have a date in mind for the gathering. I'll arrange a venue. Top man. Top man. I will do. Definitely. Welsh Gooner t-shirt that Kurt Bob Boldin. Hairline Holding. Football capo. Big up yourself, bro. Hope you're well. Hairline Holding, man. Transplant Holding. Ivan Lonely. Hey, don't start all this again. We were doing this nearly all the stream last time, you know. His hairline is gone, but we'll sing his song. Big Bobby Baldwin. Listen, Rob Marley, they're calling him now. That's brilliant. Man's going to have dreads soon. He got the good transplant, man. He got the good one. Gabriel still looks a bit shady, I can't lie. I don't know. I think they like take the hair off, then it grows back. I don't know. Maybe he's waiting for the growth. I see Aubameyang yesterday. Hairline was back, full strength. And I'm sure he got his done after Gabriel. So I don't know what I think Gabriel went backstreet. You know what I mean? Gabriel went some backstreet. One man said, listen, don't worry about $5,000. I can do it for £700 for you. I don't know what they've put on his head. But it's growing back slowly, though. Tierney or Zinni against Liverpool? Do you know what? The same theory that I had against Tottenham, I would have against Liverpool, in that Salah's on the right, so you would think Tierney would be the better option because he's the better defender. However, we're top of the league. We need to go for the win. I'm going to say Zinchenko. I'm going to say let's go for the more attacking option. Let's not worry about them too much. I think he helps Granit Xhaka going forward perform better. And I'm going to go with Zinni. I think Zinchenko's our first choice left back. He didn't sign him to bench him. So I'm going Zinni. Alfred, thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, why is Martinelli even playing? Get him off at half time. Job done now. 2-0 up. Get him off. Give Reece Nelson 45 minutes. Don't want nothing to do with it. Oh, did Aubameyang have the sprayed on hairline? He got the spray can out and done one of them, did he? Because I wondered, how come his hairline's come back so quick? Brandon said, watching Aubameyang play for Chelsea is just like bathing with your clothes on. It's just not right. Bro, do you know what, yeah? I watched the Chelsea game last night. And when Oba scored and did the front flip, I was like, this just isn't right. Him at Barca, I can get my head round it. It's finished at Arsenal. Him in a Chelsea shirt, it just don't look right. But we have to accept it. You know, we have to accept it. We'd like to think we've gone bigger and better. Jesus is 25. He's in the prime of his career. Aubameyang's 32. We had the best Aubameyang at the end of the day. But yeah, I definitely think it's the spray paint job with Oba. With the hairline. Snake Eye said go for Zinni at left back. Tob said Tierney every single day. Keep the same team as last week. I'm inclined to agree with you. I would stick with Ben White and Zinni. Is Marquinhos right hand side hasn't been as good today. I can't lie. They've doubled up on him. He's moving a bit too slow. He's playing like Pepe, man. What's he doing? Move the ball, brother. He's just walking around the pitch. Fans are singing Tottenham get battered. Why not? There's never going to be a time that song doesn't go. And it goes right now. We just battered them. San said, Curtis, are you buying a spray can? Nah, listen, man. I mean, listen, a little bit. That Kane Rose gone back a little tiny bit. But in general, I'm hanging on in there, man. I don't want to end up looking like Snoop Dogg. You know, when Snoop Dogg changed his name to Snoop Lion. Snoop Dogg, and now his cane rows are starting back here, man. You know, he's got like 2 cane rows here, and like he's like, "What up, nephew?" I'm like, "Yo, this cane rows it's like an all-you-can-eat restaurant." So if the cane rows start going further back, you know, then I'm gonna have to change the haircut. You know, 'cause I'm not trying to be on YouTube letting myself down. I don't need to go Turkey yet. I'm hanging on, man. Rastaman settings, you know. Curtis, how you never let the throw out. Hey, the throw's out sometimes, you know. I'll bring out the throw for the community next time. Why not? Why not? Sometimes the hair has to breathe a little bit. I'll come on the stream looking like David Luiz. You might not be able to cope. But yeah, I'll come on stream. David Luiz business. Free kick to Arsenal, edge of the box. Snoop and Lil... Hey, big up Matt, man. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well over there in Canada. Come on, he said Snoop and Lil Wayne don't give a... Bro, I don't know what's happened with Wheezy, man. South London's fine. You know what? You, man, are too on point, you know. I knew someone would ask me this question at some stage. You know me, people. I was Trent FC. I'm a big fan of Trent. I think what he does on the ball, not many other fullbacks in world football can do. But right now, as we are right now, yeah, Reece James is ahead of him right now. Because The reality is he defends better. He defends better than him. And I can't just say what Trent does going forward when defensively he's been getting exposed this season. Reece James is a tank of a defender. And also going forward, the brother can play. So, yeah, I think I've had to edit my opinion. Right now, Reece James ahead of Trent. I still think Trent's top quality. Granit Xhaka, oh, what a save. Whips the free kick round the wall. Goalkeeper tips it over. Corner to Arsenal. So, yeah, listen. I think Trent gets an unfair opinion about him. The opinion that Trent can't defend, I think, is totally exaggerated because you can't play for Liverpool for that long. He's won every domestic trophy and the Champions League if you're a bad fullback. But ultimately, this season he's struggling defensively, and yeah, Reece James been outstanding. You know, we can't hide from that. Corner to Arsenal, in swinger. Here's Marquinhos, and it's blocked out for another corner. Trent should be moved to midfield. Listen, he wants to play midfield, he said. Trent said in an interview he's a midfielder. He was supposed to be the new Steven Gerrard. They only played him at right back because Nathaniel Clyne got injured. So, yeah, listen, right now, there's no denying that Reece James at the moment is playing better than Trent because defensively he's better than him. And going forward, he's not far off him. So, yeah, I think Trent will play right back for England at the World Cup, if I'm being honest. And I think he deserves to. You know, Kyle Walker's got injured. Trent defensively has had a very tough time. But I do still rate Trent. But, yeah, Reece James is a serious player. Peter said, Big C, did you see Ty's face when Aubameyang scored on DR? Looked like a family. Yeah. Listen, I don't think any Arsenal fan will ever be able to accept the fact that Aubameyang plays for Chelsea. It doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. And, it's just one of them. It's just one of them. But listen, let's just make sure we smash them when we play with them. Ron said he's cheering for Arsenal as he's put money on them, but he's a Spurs fan. Wow. That's when I know that inflation is hitting people hard, you know. Tierney with the shot just wide. Spurs fan wants Arsenal to win. The power of the dollar, eh? You know, people need that money. One Love said Trent's bang average. See, I think that's exaggerated. I don't think he is bang average. He's having a tough time, though. But listen, that's their problem. You know what? I hope he's bang average on Sunday. Be bang average on Sunday because... is he out of form? Yeah, he's been out of form. He scored a great free kick the other night against Rangers. But if I'm Martinelli, I'm thinking I can cook Trent on Sunday. Which is why Trent needs to... Eddie Nketiah 2-on-1. Should pass. Oh, and the pass gets blocked. Gabriel Martinelli had a tap-in at the back post. And the pass was blocked. He did try and play it, but didn't quite get there. Trent can be Henderson's replacement in midfield. Maybe they should try it. Dan said, I lost all respect with Aubameyang. Eddie all day long over him. The sad thing is that sometimes players get put in a position where even if they love a club, they got to look after their career. If Aubameyang's being told by Barcelona, signing Lewandowski, you're 32, 33, you're going to be sitting on the bench for Lewandowski, and Chelsea want you and they're going to play you every week through the middle. What do? I don't think it matters that much. It's not like he's a boyhood Arsenal fan. He grew to love us. So I think we have to, it's not like he went directly from Arsenal to Chelsea. Amunzir said, would you let Cruz play for Chelsea? Yeah, I would. All day long. I'm not going to cap. I'd let him play for Chelsea. I'd let him play for Tottenham. That's just the reality, people. Like, you can't deny your career because of the team that you support. I'm giving you the cold reality here, people. You're just not... Yeah, it's different if Cruz had an offer from Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, Man City. All right, maybe we're going to pie Tottenham then. But if you're in a situation where you're playing grassroots football and Tottenham tried to sign him, or Chelsea tried to sign him, yeah, he's going there. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way your career is. Darren Bent played for Tottenham while being an Arsenal fan, and he said in interviews that he didn't even like Tottenham, but he played for him. You got to look after your career. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Sakin said Mane has slotted in perfectly at Bayern, helping with their pressing system massively. Listen, Mane was an absolutely massive loss to Liverpool, and I do think there will be a drop-off this year. Marquinhos shoots. I think that was blocked, goes out for a corner. I did see an interview, though, where Klopp was saying Mane came to him personally and said, listen, I've got a year on my contract and I want a new challenge and I can go to Bayern Munich. And Klopp said he had so much respect for him as a player and a person that he didn't want to stand in his way. And because it was a team outside of England as well. So I do respect Jurgen Klopp for doing that. I think managers should do that as well, especially when you've given great service to the club. But it was always going to be a big loss for Liverpool, that is for sure. Corner whipped in, header goes over the bar by Eddie. Odorek said Cruz scoring against Arsenal in the Champions League final. Listen, if he played for Chelsea or Tottenham, I want you to score a hat-trick, but you lose. That's fair, innit? You score a hat-trick, but you get beat. Arsenal need to win the Champions League, but you score a hat-trick. Arsenal need to win the Champions League. You get the match ball, man of the match. You gutted that you've lost the Champions League, but we all kind of leave with a victory. Ash said, Curtis, is Zinni injured or is he being rested? I thought that photo in Nketiah. Apparently he got a knock. He didn't train yesterday, so but they reckon he should be all right for the weekend. If he's not, we have to go with Tierney. Snake Eye said Marquinhos has been quiet. It's interesting because Marquinhos in the last game played at a much higher tempo. He's playing this game too slow. He's playing like Pepe, getting the ball and slowing the game down. A man of compromise. Yeah, man, we make it work. Ivan, who's a Liverpool fan, said he's worried about the game at the weekend. Liverpool just haven't looked as good all season. What is that from Granit Xhaka? Oh my! If anyone's watching the game, if you see what Granit Xhaka just did, he's on the ball, he stuck his arm out and handballed it. I'm telling you, anybody needs to put a bet on, and you're trying to win money. I'm not encouraging gambling, by the way, but put money on Granit Xhaka to get a yellow card. Like Bob says, water is wet, Granit gets booked. It's every game. That's the Granit that you're never getting a green screen again if you carry on like that. Ben said injury prone. It's typical, isn't it? We sign a player, doesn't get injured often, comes to Arsenal and he gets injured all the time. And what's the problem? Xhaka just hit the default button. He was very lucky to get a green screen, I'm telling you. I'm still not the biggest fan of it, but he deserved it for the good run. But he's still got a lot of convincing to do for me. 2002 Xhaka was back there. Fran it in full effect. 3 minutes till half time, people. Arsenal lead 2-0. Goals by Eddie Nketiah and Rob Holding. Hasn't been a great game. Marquinhos been quiet. Martinelli's been quiet. Martinelli needs to come off at half time, right? We've got Liverpool at the weekend. We're 2-0 up. We should be winning the game now. Bring Reece Nelson on at half-time. Give him on a run out. We need Martinelli for Sunday to rip up Trent. If he was to get an injury now, there's a problem. So make sure he comes off the pitch. Here's Marquinhos. Move at speed. Runs him to the byline. What you got? You're one-on-one with him. Give him something. Whips it in. It's not a great ball. The ball was too far out, really. Headed away. Goes out for an Arsenal throw-in. Granite is made like Janet Jackson settings, man. Ball whipped in. Fabio Vieira shoots. Oh, just wide. I have to admit, I've liked Fabio Vieira in this first half. You know what I like about him? He's got a goal threat about him, which I like out of attacking midfielders. Edge of the box, all right, shoots there, puts it wide, but he's there. And he's shooting. He doesn't think about it. He's got something about him, Fabio Vieira, I'm telling you. I think when he gets time or more game time, could he be? I'm not saying he is as good as Bernardo Silva, because Bernardo Silva is exceptional. But I think he can play in that similar kind of role and be a goal-scoring creative midfielder. Gets in the box and shoots, man. Patrick said he's better than Odegaard. That'd be a good debate to have. Xhaka didn't lie when he said he'll never change, still does crazy things. And that's the problem. He still does crazy things. He can't be doing that in the Prem. Bodo Glimt on the ball. They haven't created a lot at all. They got a lot of fans over there. I saw videos today. A lot of their fans were in Leicester Square wearing the yellow shirts and stuff like that. Fabio Vieira is balling. I like the fact he shoots. That's what I want. That's why me, and I don't hide from the fact, I wanted Maddison over Odegaard because he shoots. I like number 10s that shoot. I don't like them number 10s that constantly looking to play a through ball. Sometimes you do have to shoot. You made a good point there. I haven't even got slow mode on. Apologies. The whole stream I haven't had slow mode on. Let's go into Højbjerg mode. He looked real slow against Arsenal. So at the moment I'm calling it that rather than Xhaka mode. Yeah, we're in slow mode now. Big up for letting me know. I actually forgot. Minute till half time, people. Odradek said we missed Tavares. Hoo! He's doing well over there at Marseille, to be fair. Bodo, ball whipped in, headed away by Sambi Lakonga. Slow-mo Glimt. Yo, I'm telling you, man, I don't know where you make these names up. Minute added on, people. You make a good point. I think Odegaard can shoot as well. He's got a decent left foot. He just doesn't like shooting from the edge of the box. He just wants to play a through ball. Hitting triangle on FIFA all the time. Sometimes you got to shoot, man. Madders is balling in a poor Leicester team. Someone's going to buy him end of the season. 100%. He's too good for Leicester now. 2.2k in the chat is unbelievable, people, for a Europa League game. Really appreciate it. And just make sure you hit the like. Can we get 2,000 likes? Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's keep getting the numbers up. And we've got 15 seconds till half time. Got to admit, Marquinhos been quiet. Been quiet in this game. He hasn't done much. But listen, not writing him off, but I want to see a bit more from him. Run at your fullback. Be a bit more dynamic. Fabio Vieira, for me, has been the standout player of the half. I like the way he plays. Gets between the lines. Plays little passes around the corner. Half-time whistle goes, people. Half-time whistle goes. JC said the stadium is not full. I knew the stadium wasn't going to be full because I got an email this morning from Arsenal saying that tickets were still available, and you never see that on a match day. Which I knew there was a problem. So a lot of the fans don't want to go to these games, people. Inflation, man. And you know what? It's not just the ticket. I think tickets were £42. You know, by the time you drive there or get a train, you got to park if you drive. You get some food at half time. You know, you're going to spend 80, 90 quid. You know, you take someone with you, £100 to go and watch this. Stay in your yard. It's cold. And just relax and watch the game. I've got no intention of going to any of these group games in the Europa League at home. I'd rather go to the away game and have a bit of an adventure. He doesn't seem to have that explosive burst. Do you know what? You're spot on. First game, I looked at him and I thought, oh, he looks quite quick. This game, he looks like 72 pace on FIFA. He looks like he can't run. Let me just put the halftime tweet at 2-0. Should be game over. Get Martinelli off. Rest him for the weekend. Fabio Vieira, the standout player for me. Standout player in that first half. There we go. Yeah, Marquinhos doesn't look to have that burst, man. Arbor is like a football. Oh, that's harsh. That's harsh. Arsenal Diplomat said, just woke up from my Arsenal lullaby. Oh, yeah. Big up on Boma Gaming. Let me stop the clock. Like I said, people, anybody struggles to get to sleep at night, watch the first 20 minutes of this game. You will be sleeping like a baby. It was a snore fest until we scored. We'll be going to the Forest game. Forest game I might go to because I know a few people from Nottingham are going. I believe the game's not on TV as well. So I might go to that. I think that's at the end of the month, right? We'll see. I want to go to a couple of games this season, but I think Manchester United at home, I think a lot of people will want to go to that because I don't think Ronaldo will be in the Premier League next year. So it could be there's a possibility you may never see Ronaldo play against Arsenal again unless he goes to a Champions League club and we get Champions League next season. Then that would be the only way. I'm just trying to check. When do we play Manchester United at home? Because I've got a feeling Ronaldo might actually leave in January. So, we play them 21st of January. Will he even be a Man United player by then? The window opens on the 1st. But will he still be a player there by then? Christian said there's something about Fabio that really intrigues me. Get 10 to 20 pounds on him and we may have a real baller. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because I say that about Fabio Vieira. He needs to get a bit stronger, but there are a lot of players that are lightweight, but they know how to handle their body and their balance gets them out of difficult positions. I don't think Bernardo Silva's that strong, but his balance is so good, and because he's small, he kind of wriggles his way away from you, and he knows how to protect himself from the ball. So he may not even necessarily have to put loads of weight on. I think just get a little bit stronger and figure out how to use your body strength a little bit different. You know, the Portuguese league and the Premier League is totally different. It's way more physical. I like the look of Fabio Vieira. Gotta be honest, I think he looks good, man. South London's finest. Hey, he's doing the ITK thing. We're coming back to you if this don't work, you know. He said, I've got a little source, Big C. Chelsea really want CR7. Watch out for that. The interesting thing, they say that one of the reasons that the Chelsea owner sacked Thomas Tuchel was because Tuchel didn't want Cristiano Ronaldo. And the owner wanted Ronaldo. He wants a big name at Chelsea that's going to sell shirts, who can play through the middle. Now, Graham Potter, they might have said to Graham Potter, listen, you get the Chelsea job, but Ronaldo's coming here in January. Now, Graham Potter's left Brighton to go to Chelsea. It's a massive step for him. I'm sure he's not going to turn around and say, oh, you know what, mate, I don't want Ronaldo. I preferred having Danny Welbeck and Mopé at Brighton. He's more than going to be happy to take Ronaldo. So you could have a good point there. There were rumours that the chairman really wanted Ronaldo at Chelsea at the start of the season. So Ronaldo to Chelsea, again, that would be something that I think wouldn't look right, seeing him in a Chelsea shirt. But we'll have to see. They've signed Aubameyang now as well. Do they actually need another striker? Ronaldo is huge wages as well. You're looking $500,000 a week. So it'll be interesting. Let's have a look. Patrick said Vieira is barely half of an Odegaard. Very slow and only pressing half as much. I think that's harsh. We're dominating possession. We're playing a worse team. So you don't have to press as much when you're dominating the ball. So I think the pressing aspect is an unfair comparison. Very slow. I think the tempo of the game is very slow. But what I like about him and what I've liked in this game, gets between the lines, very difficult to pick up. And it feels like any time he gets an opportunity, he's shooting. And I like that. I think number 10's, that's what a number 10's job is to create and score. That's what you're there for. Help your own midfield when defensively you're under pressure. I mean, interestingly, actually, we've only had 52% possession, but we've had 12 shots. They've only had 3. We've had 4 corners. They haven't had any. So I like the look of him. I think that was a little bit unfair, that judgment. I think the tempo of the game is much slower. So it's difficult. I mean, even here, Fabio Vieira, little ball into Martinelli. Martinelli, I like the fact he's got his head down, but he knows the whole time that Tierney's there. Great shot by Tierney. And listen, fair play to Eddie. It's a poacher's goal. They're the goals that Haaland's scoring. Haaland's scoring them goals every week. 8, 9 yards out, rebounds, tapping them in. Good strikers score tappings. It means you're getting in good positions. Score your worldies by all means, but your bread and butter of football is get tappings. Get in the penalty area, tapping. 5, 6, 7, 8 tappings, 3 or 4 penalties. You're already at 12, 14 goals. Then you add your long-range belters and whatever, and there's your 20 goals. Now, obviously, Haaland's probably going for 40 goals. But tappings, People go, oh, tap-in merchant. Well, if tap-ins were that easy, every striker would score tap-ins. A lot of strikers can't score tap-ins because they're not in the right place at the right time. Their movement isn't good enough. So, yeah, lovely touch there. Just watching the second goal. Brilliant. I mean, listen, you're talking about Fabio Vieira. That is class. Whips the corner in. The ball goes high in the air. Look at this first touch. Bang. Cuts inside shot. Great ball. Holding. All he has to do is guide that into far corner. All the pace is on the cross. I think Fabio Vieira has been the best player on the pitch. I'm going to defend him. It's not easy to just, come to the Prem and excel. He's a young guy, not the biggest. I like him. I like his balance. Got a nice centre of gravity. I think it's hard to make the Odegaard comparison yet until he's playing in the Prem. And we're seeing him against, Man United and Liverpool. And it'd be interesting how he did against, for example, Fabinho against Liverpool. I remember Fabinho last year wrapped up Odegaard. He made him look like a little kid. He just bullied him. It'd be interesting to see him play against him. So we'll see. Vieira magic is absolutely obvious. Man's got an assist. Listen, you put an LOL. It's not just the assist, but it's how he moves on the ball. It's the way he looks. He looks good. He looks good. CR7 missed 2 tap-ins earlier today. I got to admit, and I said it at the start of the stream, it was painful to watch. It was painful. One thing with me, I don't like seeing greatness failing in sport. It reminds me of Mike Tyson at the end of his career when he was washed up, just fighting because he needed money. And guys who weren't even half as good as him were beating him. And you was thinking, just retire. Just retire. But he needed the dough. I'm looking at Ronaldo now. I'm like, you shouldn't be playing for Man United. You should have gone Man City when you wanted to. But United are finished now. United should have let Ronaldo leave in the summer. I think they've made the wrong choice. If Ten Hag didn't want to keep Ronaldo, then why did you not get rid of him in the summer? Save yourself $500,000 in wages every week and let him go and play for someone else. Apparently Napoli wanted him. I think Napoli would have loved him. They're a very passionate football club. Go back to Sporting Lisbon. Do something different. But yeah, like I said, for me, looking at this Ronaldo, I think it's time to go to the MLS and just be a film star, man. Like, go and live in the hills, get a mansion, go partying with rappers and film stars and relax. And I said, Big C, sources linking Rashford to Arsenal. Should we take him? Now, I didn't want to talk about this story too much because I need to save some stories for the 2 p.m. show tomorrow. So I will talk about it in more detail tomorrow. Just want to say, you know my opinion on Marcus Rashford. It's a little bit controversial. A lot of you in the comments don't rate him that highly. I've always said I would take Rashford at Arsenal because I think he needs a fresh start. I think he needs to leave Manchester United. I think sometimes as a footballer, you've got to get out of the city that you're born and raised in to experience something different, to get out of that pressure cooker of being from Manchester and playing for Manchester United. The only thing I would say, I don't think that the link to him is particularly strong. What I'm saying is I don't think Man United would sell Rashford to Arsenal. They're not stupid. I think I saw a report that Rashford is the second highest shirt seller at Manchester United after Cristiano Ronaldo. And they are a business, Man United. I just don't think they're going to let a Manchester-born England player go to Arsenal. But it is what it is. We'll get a poll up tomorrow, people. I personally would take him. I think he's better than some of the players we've got in attack. I'd rather have Rashford than Nketiah, for example. If he was playing him through the middle, if Jesus wasn't playing. Arsenal Vlog said, Curtis, love your channel. Always watch you. I voted for you in the Content Awards this year. Big up, bro. Appreciate that. Let's see. Shibe said, nah, no Trashford. You don't want him. Kings, big up yourself, bro. He said, I think if we secure Champions League and we win a trophy, we can do better. Yeah, listen. Ian Wright said this story the other day, didn't he, where he's got the Arsenal fans going crazy. Ian Wright said basically that there are big players that have told him they will sign for Arsenal if we get in the Champions League. So I think everybody's opinion is, listen, just get in the Champions League. The big boys are waiting. Like I said the other day, and we refer back to it. Jude Bellingham apparently is going to leave Dortmund next summer. Man City, Liverpool, they're all looking at him. Arsenal should be in those conversations. It's stupid to think that Arsenal are not being linked with Jude Bellingham. Why should we not be trying to sign Jude Bellingham? You know, they're the kind of players that we move stadium to go and get. Jude Bellingham is an unbelievable footballer. I don't care. Even if Xhaka's playing well now, I would still like to see an upgrade on him. And Jude Bellingham, for me, is one of the best young midfielders in the world. So we need to be getting in those conversations. Tarun said Uncle Wright is capping. Maybe he is capping. Maybe he is. To compete for top, we need Haaland competition. Like, I just want Arsenal to be in the conversation. I would actually like Arsenal to... I would like to turn on Sky Sports and see Sky Sports breaking news. Borussia Dortmund reject £80 million offer from Arsenal for Jude Bellingham. I would say, you know what? We're probably not going to get him. He's probably going to go Liverpool because he's a Liverpool fan. Or he might go Man City because there's talk that Pep's going to let Gundogan go because he's 30 and get a younger midfielder, and Calvin Phillips keeps getting injured. So Jude Bellingham probably ends up at City or Liverpool. And I would say, okay, I can understand. If you go Liverpool, you're a Liverpool fan and Klopp. And if you go City, it's Pep Guardiola. Who says no to Pep Guardiola? Not many people. But I want to see Arsenal in those conversations. I want us to try and sign world-class players. I think we could have signed Sterling this summer if he was in the Champions League. But he wanted Champions League football. We spoke about it on yesterday's stream, people. We're like the 100-metre runner in lane 8. You've never heard of them. They've got no chance of winning the gold medal. We need to be in lane 3 and 4 with Usain Bolt trying to win gold. You know? So, Collins, you're right. I got to be honest. People were saying earlier, I don't want the leftovers from Chelsea. I'll take Man City's leftovers. If they're getting rid of Gundogan, I'll take him. I'll take him. He's an absolute baller, Gundogan. Top quality. That is a Xhaka upgrade. Gundogan and Thomas Partey in midfield. I'll take that all day long. So Man City, their leftovers are different. They're the really, really rich guy that's putting Gucci jackets in the charity shop. You know what I mean? They're on a different level. So, yeah, man, I'll take Man City's leftovers. I can't lie. SJE said, Curtis, if you could sign Rice and Leao or Bellingham and Mudryk, what pair would you choose? See, that's tough because I think that Leao is an absolute baller and he's far better than Mudryk. Ideally, I would want Leao and Bellingham, but you haven't given me that option. I've got to be honest, I would take Rice and I would take Rice and Leao. Not because you know, I'm not the biggest fan of Declan Rice, but I think Leao's going to be an absolute superstar. And I'm not sure that Mudryk's going to be a superstar. But then, saying that, we probably need the midfielder more, don't we? All right, I've changed my mind. I'm going for Bellingham and Mudryk because Bellingham starts at Arsenal straight away and we're desperate for a midfielder where we're not desperate for a winger. So, okay, I'll change it. You've stitched me. It's a great question because I want Leao and Bellingham, but yeah, the way you've put it's quite clever. So I'll go for Bellingham, who starts with Partey. Mudryk is a super sub. Yeah. You got me there. It's a great question, though. Martin said, I agree with you, Kurt, on Gundogan. Get Gundogan to the carpet. If City are letting him go, ring Pep. Say, Pep, what you got for me this summer? Who you getting rid of? Yeah, Gundogan? Yep, send him. We'll take him. 25, 30 million. Gundogan is, 29, 30? 30 years of age. Take him all day long. He's one of them players that you don't have to worry that he's 30 because he just lets the ball do the work. To be fair, you know, he's 32 this month. It's getting on a little bit. I wouldn't take him for long. 1 or 2 years max. Mahrez, yeah. I see Mahrez eating bench this season as well. C. Goddard said he's 31. It's not Arteta's model. That's the problem. I think every now and then you can make an exception, though. You know, if a player's a little bit older, you can take a chance. Jansen said, I still want Leroy Sané. I don't think he would leave now. I think last season he was struggling to get in. This season he's playing all the time. And he's bagging as well. We have first pick on City, but I think we probably do. Anyone City's playing, we've probably got first dibs on him. But we'll have to see who they get rid of in the summer. Second half is underway, people. We're 2 minutes in. I'll try and do some commentary. Sniper, big up, bro. He said we need to bring Tommy for Gabriel. We need to bring in Tommy for Gabriel. What, in the Prem? Also, would you play Tomiyasu centre back, or would you play Tomiyasu right back and move Ben White to centre back? How would you do it? Personally, I would stick by Gabriel. I think he's got enough credit in the bank that he deserves to start and try and play his way. He's not out of form. He's just having these little moments where, he's not really showing it. Pep treats Arsenal like his own charity bin. Yeah, just keep doing it, man. Dump him in there. Man looks in there, I don't want this Gucci Gundogan anymore. Just puts it in the black bag. We're basically that bag. I'll take them. Mahrez, Gundogan, whoever you're dashing out, we'll take them. South London's finally said, if you have pace in Italy with them old men, you look good. Leao is overrated. How good is he? He's not world class. He's not at them levels yet. He hasn't done enough. I just think he's got a lot of potential. He's very tall for a winger. I think eventually he probably ends up becoming a striker, but I do like him. When he runs with aggression, with pace, with strength. I do like him. Tokyo Guna said, my countryman can play centre-half, referring to Tomiyasu. I know he has played centre-half at points in his career. Next time, let's talk about Anguissa, the Napoli midfielder. Can be a good replacement. Isn't it crazy, right? Anguissa, I remember when Fulham got relegated and apparently had a 15 million release clause. And everyone in the Prem was kind of like, well, he did all right for Fulham, but they've just been relegated. Nobody wanted to take a chance on him. He goes to Italy, and now I'm hearing, Napoli are rating him at 40, 50 million if anybody wants him. So it is interesting. Sometimes you do have to take a chance. But I do like that Rafael Leao. I think he's going to end up... It'll cost a lot of money. I'm hearing they want 120, 150 million euros to let him go. Come, Cruz, come on quick. He's about to go to bed, but give me your review. What are you saying? 2-0? Light work?
Yeah, light work. I think we'll end up... I think your prediction's right. I think 3-0.
3-0, I agree. Who gets the third goal?
I'm backing
Vieira. Playing well, isn't he? Looks decent.
Yeah,
you want
better than Odegaard.
You reckon?
Yeah.
You're saying he's better already?
Yeah. Odegaard don't shoot enough.
You need number 10s who can shoot more, innit, really? Mm-hmm. I like Odegaard, but I do like what I'm seeing from Vieira. I can't lie, it looks good. Yeah. Just quickly, before you go to bed, right, what's your prediction for the Liverpool game on Sunday?
That's hard.
I think they're 11 points behind us, but still dangerous, innit?
I'm going to say... It's hard, I'm saying 2-2.
2-2. 2-2 draw, not bad. I could do with the win, but we'll take 2-2. Yeah. Anyway, get yourself to bed. Good night. See you in the morning. See you soon. I try not to celebrate too loud. Wake up the whole house. Big him up, big him up, big him up. Next generation settings, people. Moonfawn said, I told you, bro, Vieira better than Odegaard. See, go easy on us this weekend. Bro, it ain't going to be easy. That's for sure. It ain't going to be easy, man. Liverpool's never easy for us. We need to, make sure we handle ourselves first because they're dangerous. Brio said, why are we trying to change Vieira? This is not FIFA, people. Kimani said, the Cruz and Curtis crew. Big up, big up, big up. Family settings. He wants to get his own channel on YouTube. I think he wants a gaming channel, FIFA and all of that. So I might have to get him started, man. This is their generation, YouTube. They know it inside out. I grew up on MySpace and MSN Messenger, people. They got it a lot better than we had it growing up in terms of technology, that's for sure. I grew up on dial-up internet. I didn't even know what Wi-Fi was a dream growing up. Now everyone's got it. The Malcolm said that was a beautiful moment with your youngsters. Love more of this. Big up, man. You know what? He's actually keeps saying to me he wants to do like a podcast, me and him. He thinks he's got extreme football knowledge. He does know quite a lot. I can't lie. So I might even do a little father and son podcast. because he keeps asking me now. He wants to do his own thing as well. Pat said I'd subscribe to Cruz's channel just to support you guys. Big up, man. Appreciate that. Temp said Cruz knows his football. Big him up. Yes, Temp. Abby said you're still on Hotmail. I told you I'm old school, man. I ain't even got a Gmail account yet. I've had my email addresses for years. I'm hotmail.com, people. Have you heard about Ozil? What happened to him? What happened to Mesut, man? What they done to Mesut? Oh, here we go. Martinelli's down injured. Don't make me start shouting. Cruz only just gone bed. Take the man off the pitch, Mikel. We got Liverpool on the weekend. We're trying to season up Trent and put him in the oven. We ain't going to have no wingers. Aye, stamped on the side of his foot, man. Take the man off. What, like, why is he still on the pitch? Give Reece Nelson a run out, man. What's happened to Mesut? Like, I'm typing in Mesut Ozil. I'm trying to see. People getting me worried here. Underwent successful surgery on his back. He's set for a lengthy spell. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, he's going to be out for a while. Hopefully he comes back, man. No wonder his back's hurting him. That's the 350 grand he had in his pockets for 2 years at Arsenal, weighing him down. Cruz has more ballots said than some of our Arsenal fans. The Malcolm said, do it, bro. I do vlogs with my family. Bits great for bonding. At least you can teach them how to behave online. Yeah, big up the Malcolms, man. I like the look of that. You got family channel going on there, man. So yeah, I might get it going. Come on, he said, Curtis, I have a good feeling. You're a good father. Cruz seems like a good lad. Come on, man. Have to, people. Have to. That's our purpose, you know. Ozil does nothing anyway. Ozil got hurt playing Fortnite. Chance for Bodo. Shot over. Saltness. Saltness, yeah. I'm just looking at a team lineup. Saltness puts it over. Salt and pepper, people. Salt and pepper business. Dad jokes again. I need to stop. That was a terrible shot. The Techers looked awful as well. Please get Martinelli off this pitch. Just get him off. I don't care about anything else. Get Martinelli off this pitch because we don't have a left winger. Smith Rowe's injured. You can't afford him to be getting injured. Get him off. You don't need to play this game no more. The game's done. Lord Nelson. You get him on. I ain't seen Reece Nelson play for Arsenal for time. I can't lie. With those Olympic sprinter thighs, you'd think Marquinhos would be terrorising. Yeah, do you know what, man? Listen, I don't want to get caught up in one game. He had a real good game against Zurich, but tonight, he ain't look good, man. The pace don't really look like it's there. The interesting thing, I'm just checking. PSV beat Zurich 5-1 away from home today. So, did Gakpo score? Gakpo scored 2. So, we play them in a few weeks. 3 changes for Arsenal. I mean, again, right, I don't want people to think I'm just moaning here. I'm just asking this question for anybody that isn't watching the game. We're 2-0 up. We're playing a team that are not going to get back into this game. We're bringing on Saka, Odegaard, and Gabriel Jesus. Can somebody explain that to me? Like why? We got Liverpool on Sunday. Why would you take that risk? I just don't understand that. Somebody explain that to me. I got a tweet. Don't see the need to bring on Jesus, Saka, and Odegaard. The game's done. Why risk them? I don't understand that. I would not be bringing them on. I'm sorry. I would be bringing on Reece Nelson and maybe give a youngster a warm-up. Jesus on a cold Thursday night in the Europa League in a game that's basically finished. What are you bringing Jesus on for? Ball down the right. Here come Bodo. They look a bit more dangerous this off. Cleared. Shots blocked. Chance. Shot again. Matt Turner saves it. Good save. What's love got to do with it? Who needs a... Tina Turner with the save, people. Alfred, thank you for the super chat, bro. Appreciate your support as always. Ozil was the leading in the world in the time Xavi and Iniesta plays. His contract wasn't for what he was going to do. It was for what he had already done, yeah. And that's always risky. You're giving a man 350, you got to look at what can he still do rather than what did he do. My keeper said Matt G. Big him up. Good save, Matt Turner. Good save. Bro, I don't understand it. Sometimes I have to think about what I'm saying and think, am I being harsh? Like, am I being harsh here, people? We're playing Bodo Glimt. We're 2-0 up. They don't look like they're going to score. Liverpool on Sunday. Perfect opportunity to just say to Jesus and them, just sit down, have the night off. Get the big jacket on. You'll stay warm. Have the night off. You're bringing on Odegaard, Jesus and Saka makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't understand why you would take that chance. Abby said, always rated Turner. Yeah, we've always rated him. I mean, the one good news, Martinelli's off. But then the bad news, you're bringing on Saka for him as a replacement. Gabriel Jesus. Oh, my days. I don't even want to see him on this pitch. You don't need to be on this pitch. Xhaka's coming off. Dear me. Them subs make no sense to me. They're saying they almost just scored, the levels have dropped. Yeah, maybe it feels a little bit worried, but you don't need to bring all three of them on as well. But anyway, what do I know? I'm not a football manager. Marquinhos has come off. Not going to cap. He's been poor. I don't cap for players. He's had a poor game. I haven't seen him run past anyone. I haven't seen anything really from him. Maybe he does need that loan. Just rest him. I don't get it. Are we going back to last summer? If it makes sense, Arsenal won't do it. Don't get it. Listen, I get it sometimes. When you're a big player at a club, you hate sitting on the bench. If you're on the bench, you're desperate to come on. But sometimes for your own good, your manager's just got to be strong and say, listen, brother, I know you want to play, but we can't risk it. If Gabriel Jesus got an injury here, now listen, people saying calm down. All right, let me relax. Woosa. Let me relax. Calm down. Nothing's going to happen. It's fine. We're going to score a third goal. Jesus is going to score. They're not going to be injured. Listen, if he brings Partey on, end the stream, Dave. Word to expressions. We just end it. If he brings on Mr. I was going to call him Mr. Noodle, but scored a 25-yarder against Nando's in the derby. He deserves more respect than Noodles. Strong pasta, we'll call him now. Is Eddie Nketiah? Oh, tries to pull it back for Odegaard. Stupid from Arteta. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, listen, let me not get too carried away because people telling me to calm down. Don't worry about it. But if it does go wrong, we all saw this story. And there we go, look. Bodo win the ball back. Gabriel loses out. Saka drops into centre-back to cover it. Chiesa is my dream signing. Would be amazing. Didn't he get a bad injury? Is he back? I always like Chiesa. Good player. Very direct runner. He's a bit old school. Right footer who plays right wing. You don't actually see that too often nowadays. They always play on the opposite wing and cut inside. Broad said we need to remember Jesus is going to the World Cup. I mean, is he going to the World Cup? You know, they left him out of the last squad. So he needs to get in that squad to go to the World Cup. Yeah, Thomas Partey is on the bench. Please, just don't. Even Arteta must know that you don't bring Thomas Partey on. Just leave him. Let him chill. I think he wants to see Odegaard with Vieira and Eddie with Jesus. That's a good point. And that was one of the headlines from the press conference was, look, Jesus on the floor. He's got up. Playing with fire for absolutely no reason. Flicks the ball around the corner. Bodo Glimt defender kicks him in the back of his foot. Calm down. You're telling me to calm down? I'm going to listen to the community. I'm going to stay calm. It's a free kick to Arsenal. Nothing's gone wrong. I'm just going to relax, but I don't like what I'm seeing. 29 minutes to go as well. Not like you brought the man on for 10 minutes at the end to just get a goal. Man's getting 30. Listen, Ram, come on. It's the PTSD, bro. I'm sorry. It's the Diaby. It's the Rosicki. It's the Jack Wilshere. It's the Santi Cazorla. It's all the injury-prone players. Tierney looked quick there, by the way. Fair play to him. We were getting hit on the break. What is going on? Why is he bringing these players on? People telling me to calm down, but I'm on edge, people. We don't have a lot of good players in the squad. We can't afford to get these players injured. But like you said, let's stay calm. Nothing to worry about. People will say you could get injured in training anyway. So, you know, it is what it is. Bodo said no. Oh, we're on the attack. Saka, pass, greedy. Here's Vieira. What you got? Can you pick something out? It's blocked. Odegaard, shoot. Shit, I mean, could have shot. Odegaard finds Lokonga. Lokonga's been quiet, to be fair. Here's Eddie. They've got players behind the ball, and Eddie's going to probably get a yellow card for that. Trust the process. Listen. I'm staying calm. I'm staying calm, people. Community said relax. I'm calming down. We're winning 2-0. Nothing to worry about. Don't bring them on the pitch, man. What if they get injured? We got Liverpool Sunday. Yo, I better not see Partey come on. That, yeah, I mean, we can understand some of you saying better to keep them going than stopping them for the week. I get that as a player. If you put me on the bench, I want to come on. But don't bring on Thomas Partey. That's one player we can all agree on. Leave him out. We don't want to see him on the pitch. We can't risk it. And a free kick to Arsenal, edge of the box. Fear concerns. This is injury FC. Bring on Smith Rowe from the hospital bed. No, man, don't do that. We need a meal. We need him back, man. We need it. You're triggering some people. You know me, people. I don't mind. I'm all about the banter and stuff. Big C, calm down. Mikel knows what he's doing. We got this. Maybe Arteta wants to keep them competitive. That is what it is. I totally understand what he's doing. Keep them ticking over half an hour. Few minutes in the legs. Keep them going for the weekend. Just obviously there is a risk factor, but sure adorable. Calm down. No, don't do that to me, Cali. They were hammering me with that sure adorable thing. Getting his fitness up. Here's Bakayo Saka. He could do with a goal. Finds Odegaard. It's the squad Curtis, or lack thereof, as Laurie always says. These bozos just kicking everyone now. Yeah, I have to admit, Bodo. These Bodos, we could say. Another dad joke. I'm here all week. I think that's really funny. But it sounds funnier in my head than when I said it. But yeah, they're just kicking us now. They're not interested. Every time we got the ball, they're just kicking us. That's what happens sometimes you play against lesser opposition. Jesus there with the tackle. Keep everyone competitive, but leave Partey out of it, 100%. Bring Big Kev in the channel. I don't know where Kev is, you know. I don't know if he's working tonight. I haven't spoke to him. Cruz is sure adorable. Yeah, we'll give it to him. The young buck, man. You know what I mean? Young next generation. What has Nelson got to do to play? That's crazy, isn't it? 25 minutes. We have got 2 subs left. I'm sure he'll come on. He's got to get 20 minutes at least. Great managers take the biggest risks. That's a part of what makes them great. Okay, fair enough. Let's run with that. AWV said Arteta needs a 3 or 4 lead. No way you're sending first team members to an Astro pitch where other big teams have lost. I'm here now. It's cold, bro. No, but it's not a 2-legged game, is it? Like, it's just a group game. I'm sorry, that team, you ain't got to worry about them. All right, fair enough. You're going to play them on AstroTurf in the hills, in the snow, so it could be difficult. I haven't looked at this Bodo team today and thought, boy, you know, this is going to be serious. We can beat them away from home. But I hear what you're saying. And good luck in the cold, man. Good luck in the cold. Broad said, Laurie coming on tonight. I got to be honest. I've had a long day. Cruz had training before I came back quick to do the stream. I'm not going to be doing much after the game tonight. We will be back on at 2 p.m. tomorrow. We'll do press conference reaction. We will do player ratings. We'll talk briefly about the game, who stood out. And then Saturday, I will hopefully be doing the Liverpool preview. Hopefully get a Liverpool fan on. And so, yeah, look out for that. And then, obviously, we'll do the watch-along on Sunday. Massive game. Floyd said it's minus 15 in Norway. Jeez. I think a few of the AFTV lads are going to that game. I had an opportunity to go, and I was like, I'm not going to that game, man. Apparently it's snowing, it's in the hills. I think you have to fly to Oslo and then get an internal flight up there. I think Arsenal only got about 600 tickets. Listen, it'll be vibrant, good atmosphere. That's the beauty of the Europa League in a sense. You go to grounds that you would never usually see. So yeah, man. Get the guy from Talk is Cheap the other day. Drifty, yeah, he did well. Did well. Broad said, I'm a Liverpool fan sometimes. It's that generation, innit, man? A lot of our dads were Liverpool fans. John Barnes, Jamaican dad, John Barnes, Jamaican, they support Liverpool. Dad tried to get me to support Liverpool as well. I have to admit, one player that I loved at Liverpool growing up, as a striker for me, a player that I looked at was Robbie Fowler. Left-footed striker. The way he used to finish, I don't know, there was something about his game. Left-footed strikers just look different. And, Fowler was a player that I definitely liked growing up. Christian Vieri, he was another left-footed striker I used to like. You saw Ian Wright and said, no, I can't lie. Yo, Ian Wright was doing all this when he scored him, and Kevin Campbell, gold teeth, all that. I said, yo, what's going on there, man? I want to get in that party, bruv. That's my party. So, Arsenal, it's crazy, isn't it? You can't really choose the team you support. It kind of becomes you, who you are. I've influenced Cruz to be an Arsenal fan, but ultimately they're going to support who they support. Fowler was deadly, man. His left foot was unbelievable. I love the way he used to finish. Marcel said 3-1 to the Reds on Sunday. We love playing at the Emirates, so he's still confident. Broad said I used to watch Michael Owen shows on CBBC. Does anyone ever remember the famous clip where he's got like the 13-year-old in goal? And everyone's like, the kid's only 13. Owen will go easy on him. It's on TV. And Owen's whipping him top corner, bottom corner. This 13-year-old's diving all over the place. Can't get near any of them. It's a classic. If you've never seen it, go on YouTube and have a look at it. It's absolutely brilliant. Adriano, damn, what a left foot. Don't lie, Ben White's coming on. I missed that. See, with that one, though, I get that a little bit more because Tomiyasu probably hasn't got 90 in the tank. It's just, we don't have options because realistically, I don't want Ben White coming on. Tierney's coming off. Surely Reece Nelson gets 20 minutes. Surely Reece gets 20. Tierney's coming off. Oh, no, maybe Tomiyasu ain't coming off. It is Tierney for Ben White. How's that going to work? Tomiyasu probably go left back. I mean, Tierney, I get. Maybe hasn't got... These substitutions are baffling me. They're really baffling me. I know people saying I'm overreacting. Listen, clearly his thought process is keep all of our main players ticking over ready for the weekend. I mean, Cedric's on the bench. You would have thought Cedric would be desperate for game time. I mean, even the fact that Saliba's on the bench, give Saliba the night off. You don't even need him on the bench. You don't need him. I would have told Saliba, put your feet up, go home and relax, mate. Enjoy yourself. You don't even need to be it. But yeah, man. Message to Mikel, we are not Man City. We don't have depth. There's no depth, people. I'm telling you. We ain't got no depth. Gunnar8 said, saw John Barnes score a worldie against us in the Charity Shield at the old Wembley. Barnesy was a serious player, man. Weather in Bodo is 9 Celsius. Will be rainy, highs of 11, with weather similar to Scotland. Oh, that's not bad then. That's not bad. Why not bring Cedric on? Here's a chance for Bodo. Up against Gabriel. Good block. Goes back out wide. I don't want us to concede. Shot just over. They've looked a little bit better in the second half. Liverpool fans still call Fowler God. He was levels, a pure goal scorer. Injuries hampered his career somewhat. He was one of the best of his generation. Unbelievable finisher. Seriously good finisher. One thing about Liverpool, apart from their times where they might have had like Ricky Lambert or Balotelli who wasn't really at it then, I feel like Liverpool have always had a top striker, Fowler, Owen, Fernando Torres, Luis Suarez. Daniel Sturridge was unbelievable at a time as well. Firmino was an elite false 9 striker. They've always had good strikers. They've had a few bad ones as well, though. David and Gog and Voronin, and yeah, they've had a few. Bobo fail toboggins. I like that. Them kind of ones there, you can just use them for the title of the show. I'll give you 5% though, don't worry. Cardo, Andy Carroll, yeah, he wasn't great. Darwin, they're clowning Darwin, aren't they? I'm not clowning him yet. I always think as a striker, the most worrying thing as a striker is when you're not getting chances. That is more worrying than getting chances and missing them. If you're getting chances, it says your movement is good. He just seems like he's snatching at things, like he's a bit desperate to score. However, I used to say that about Timo Werner. Oh, Timo Werner, nah, man, be patient with him. Look at the chances he's getting. Once he starts scoring, it'll all click. And it never did click. So at the same time, as much as I'm saying Darwin, it might click for him, it does need to click for him. Otherwise, you're the Uruguay and Andy Carroll, you know. Ian Rush as well with his rat-tash. He was a good striker. Here's Eddie. Got support out wide. Gabriel Jesus whips it in. It's blocked. Goes out for a corner. Jolie and big up Curtis. Best 5 players of the Emirates era. Alexis Sanchez, number 1. Number 2, Santi Cazorla, genius on the ball. Number 3, this isn't in no particular order. Number 3, who did I just say? I've actually forgot who I said. Sanchez, Cazorla. I loved Fabregas. Was he at the Emirates long enough? I'm not sure. I forget how long he played. I'm going to go Fabregas. I think you got to put Van Persie in there as well. I've already named 4 there. And you still got to maybe put Aubameyang or Meza. I personally think Aubameyang did more for Arsenal than Meza Ozil. So I think I'm putting Aubameyang in there. But then I'm leaving out Meza Ozil. And as much as I love Santi Cazorla, did he do more for Arsenal than Meza Ozil? I don't know. But I feel like Santi was... I don't know if I can leave out Meza Ozil. That's a great question, by the way. I'm 100% Sanchez. He's the best. I think you got to go Robin Van Persie. He was unbelievable at Arsenal for that couple of years. I got to go Cesc Fabregas. He's the best ball-playing centre-mid I've seen at Arsenal. I just love Santi Cazorla. I love him. I feel like he was a genius. Then it's a toss of the coin. Do you go Meza Ozil or Aubameyang? I'm a striker. I love Aubameyang more than Ozil. I'll leave that to you. We know what, that would be a good debate to have for a show sometime. Definitely. Big up for that question. A great question, that. In the words of Curtis Shaw, Eddie's having a stinker. He got his goal, man. He won't mind. People saying Saka's limping. I mean, I got caught up in the question there. Don't tell... He better not be injured. My idol when I was younger was R9 Ronaldo. Brazilian Ronaldo was my favourite footballer on the planet. You know, the best striker I ever saw play football. Still the best to this day. Till this day. In the words of Deontay Wilder. The Arsenal diplomat, big up bro with a super chat, said, wake me up before you Bodo. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo. You lot are... Nah. It's too much. You're getting carried away now, people. But I like it. I'm here for it. I respect it. Information and entertainment. The aim of Curtis Shaw TV. Big up yourself. Keep them coming in the comments. Bodo Badoing. Cazorla better than Fabregas. Not for me. I think he was an amazing footballer and a bit of a genius, left foot, right foot, and all the dribbling and stuff like that. But Fab was a match winner. Fab was bagging goals. Fab was captain. Fab was in the Arsenal team at 16. I think people have to understand how good Cesc Fabregas was at Arsenal. He put in way more work at Arsenal than Santi Cazorla as well. Way more work. I love Santi. I think he's a genius of a footballer. His first couple of years at Arsenal, we were playing him like on the wing. He was tucking inside off the wing. We got the best Santi Cazorla when he played deep lying centre midfield next to Francis Coquelin. So Fab, for me, is ahead of Santi Cazorla. He put in way more work. Mangesh said Olivier Giroud. Olivier doesn't get anywhere near the top 5 for me. No disrespect. He did put work in, but nah. I got a lot of frustration with Olivier Giroud. That guy used to wind me up at Arsenal. Alfred said Podolski conversion rate was top class. That left foot was like a sledgehammer, man. I always thought he had a good career ahead of him, but never quite happened. He was a bit of a folk hero. Like, the fans loved Podolski, but he didn't really have a big career at Arsenal. Now, Giroud don't get in my top 5, that is for sure. He used to wind me up. Arshavin was good for a little while. For me, I tell you a player that I loved at Arsenal. A lot of you have said it, but Samir Nasri. Samir Nasri at a point at Arsenal looked like he's going to be an absolute superstar. Like, he looked like he's going to be one of the best midfielder or winger, whatever, in world football. He went to City, won the title, then just started going downhill. Because all his free kick against Hull broke our trophy drought. Listen, I remember I was on holiday watching that game. I wanted to fly home. 2-0 down to Hull City. I couldn't believe it. Tom Huddleston, a guy that I grew up with, playing centre midfield. Eddie Nketiah, one-on-one with the keeper, puts it over the bar. That finish is horrendous. It's a good job he scored, because I'm telling you, that he's put that in Rose Ed, what Thomas Partey was doing before the Tottenham game. That is a terrible finish. Terrible. He's onside. That's a great ball, Odegaard. I actually don't understand how he's put that ball so high. You're playing on some of the pitches I've played on. You'd say it bobbled, but you're playing on an absolute carpet. How has he missed that? That's a terrible finish. You know, you can't complain you're not getting game time. You're missing chances like that. Giroud used to shoot like that for us. Yeah, just scoop it over the bar somehow. I personally like Park Chu-young. How many games did he even play for us? I remember we signed him. He played a few games. I think they gave him the number 9 shirt. And then he just went. He went on loan. I never saw him again. Arsenal have made some strange signings over time, haven't they? Where we signed players that hardly kicked a ball for us, or it was mad. Nah, Big C, the missing the Claude Cup is legendary. Hey, Floyd, I'm pulling you up on a couple of things here, Floyd. I never missed the chance, right? I didn't actually shoot the ball. I didn't get to that point because as I approached the penalty area, I may or may not have tripped over the ball. I'm blaming the pitch. An inner city pitch in London, dodgy AstroTurf. I think the AstroTurf was off the ground slightly, and I went tumbling. So I didn't actually miss the chance because I was tumbling over before I got to the penalty area. But I like to focus on the positives. That was my Nicholas Bentner moment of that game. Apologies, Claude. You know, that was bad. You'd have been screaming at me for that. I try and focus on the, Thierry Henry finish that went into the roof of the net. So I would like to focus on that, Floyd, instead of my Nicholas Bentner trip over the ball, people. It was a bobbly pitch. I refuse to accept it. We move on, people. Curtis slipping like Gerrard, bottling the title. We didn't bottle the title, but yeah, it was definitely a slippy Gerrard moment. Apologies to any Arsenal, Liverpool fans who, Liverpool fans get very triggered when you say slippy Gerrard. They really don't like it, but, bit of entertainment's got to happen. Let's have a look. Speak about the match. Listen, bro, I'd love to speak about the match. Unfortunately, nothing's happening. The ball's out for a throw-in, and Reece Nelson's coming on, finally. Reece, why bring him on for 10 minutes? I'm not actually trying to give Arteta a hard time here. Marcel said, keep my legend's name out your mouth. I'm not trying to give him a hard time, but surely he could have come on for 20, 30. Here come Arsenal. Right-hand side, Bukayo Saka. Ben White on the overlap. Drops it into Ben White, and that is a goal kick. And Ben White is not happy. He's swearing his head off. For any kids watching the game, I hope you can't lip read, because that was not good what he was saying. Broad said, feels like I'm watching pre-season. 100%. This is, honestly, my eyelids are like 10-ton bricks. I can't wait to get this game off, if I'm being honest. Eddie walking off. Got his goal. Should have scored a second. But as a striker, you score, you're usually happy. Feels like I'm watching pre-season and said, Kamani, I appreciate it. Kamani was saying, me and bro. Listen, I don't care what anyone says. AFTVFC would not be AFTVFC without what me and Broads did in that front two. We was Dwight York and Andy Cole. We was Bergkamp and Henry. We was Chris Sutton and Alan Shearer. Whoever you need to say as a prolific front two, we handled business. Yeah, I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, we put in work for that team. Yeah, Scully didn't always give us the credit we deserved, but we'll give ourselves the credit, you know. Scully, may not have seen things with a clear point of view all the time, but hey, it is what it is, people. We move. But yeah, it is what it is. The preseason games in America were more entertaining, more intense as well. The Orlando and the Chelsea game were more intense than this. Joe said Silvinho or Monreal. Do you know what? I'll be honest. When we signed Nacho Monreal, I didn't like him. Did not like him. I thought, who's this lightweight fullback? Seen him get ripped apart a few times as well. Do you know what? I'll be honest. I can't remember watching Silvinho that many times. I did watch him a few times, but I couldn't give you a definitive rating of how good he was. So, yeah, it's a tough one. I think Monreal, by the time he left Arsenal, was a solid left-back. I sent you had beef with Scully. Nah, no beef. Scully's my guy, man. Top guy, Scully. Just, Scully's got strong opinions, and I've got strong opinions. Sometimes two of you got strong opinions, you know? But nah, man, I got a lot of time for Skull, man. Top guy. Who was the better partnership, you and Broads or Giroud and Shamak? Listen, mate, Giroud and Shamak wish they could be what me and Broads was, mate. That greasy-haired Shamak, he would never survive in the Replay Me League or Blood Brothers series, mate. I'm telling you, he's not built for that with that greasy haircut. Bodo is playing well. Nah, not really. They've put up a bit of a fight. 2-0 is a very respectable score. They've had a couple of half chances as well. And they haven't been bad. Remember Batistuta. Batistuta was unbelievable. Gabriel Jesus, great footwork. Should be a goal. Yes! Fabio Vieira deserves that. Made by Gabriel Jesus. Scored by Fabio Vieira. 3-0 to the Gunners. Excellent substitute bringing on Gabriel Jesus. Shameless settings, people. I said it at the time, people. I said it at the time. Get Gabriel Jesus on to keep him sharp. I said it. All right, maybe I didn't say it, people. Cruz called it 3-0. Yeah, he did big him up. He's probably not awake after I just started shouting. Gabriel Jesus, it's magic. Great footwork. Sends him for his dinner. Rolls it in. Vieira actually puts it roof of the net. I actually thought he'd missed. Great footwork by Gabby, man. How can he not go to the World Cup? Great finish. I mean, when I say great finish, great build-up to the finish. 8 yards out. Half the goal to aim at. I did call 3-0 at the start of the game, so I'm saying Cruz nicked it off his dad. But nah, we'll give him full credit. Big up Cruz. He called it 3-0. Stop it, Jesus. The footwork from Jesus. Whew. Footwork, Gabby. Footwork from Jesus. And Vieira deserves the goal. Good substitutions. You got to do it. You know Twitter. Twitter can't take a joke. It's the angriest social media platform in the history. So you have to just banter them off. Uh, 3-0 to Arsenal, people. Game, set, and match light work. As soon as Nketiah leaves, we score. Twinkle toes, man. Oh, here's Reece Nelson. Cuts inside. Reece Nelson shoots. Oh, goes wide. Corner. Look sharp there. Look sharp. I like that. Hey, big up my brother. Listen, Saeed. See you in the final. What final? You, man, nearly lost to iron up, stare. You know, I've been at... Sorry, I often break into songs, but I've had a few good holidays in Iron Apple, and you was basically playing against holiday reps tonight. And you're hanging on. Ronaldo, you know, CR77. He's playing like a 77-year-old. Listen, we might see you in the final. I'm sure you'll stumble your way through the competition, but oh, header, oh, just over the bar. Gabriel, unlucky there. But big up Saeed, make sure you follow him. Big up my guy. And listen, it would be an entertaining final, that is for sure. Where is the final, by the way? Where is the final? Just in case, you know. Man's got to book flights and that. Europa League final is in Budapest. In the Puskás Stadium. Is that Hungary? Forgive me, my geography better not be letting me down here. Surely that's Hungary, right? Yeah, I'd love to go to that. Budapest, big city as well. Yeah, big up Saeed. He's lucky that Big Steve weren't on the Big Six, man. I felt he got away with it. You know, Huey was going with the jab, jab, jab. But I feel like Steve would have, you know, been dropping bombs on him and uppercuts on him. But yeah, man. Budapest in Hungary. It's the hey, Butterpants, relax, man. Vieira is a goal threat, that's for sure. I like it. I like it, man. He looks like he's got goals in him. He's looking to shoot. And I hope he gets a fair chance. My only worry for him is because Odegaard is the captain, how many opportunities will he get in the Premier League to play in that 10 role? Alfred said Vieira is a goal threat, that's for sure. Steve came on, but Saeed logged off. Oh, I didn't even see that bit. I did not even see that bit. Arsenal on the attack again here. Passes over hit a little bit there to Nelson. One-on-one. What I like about Nelson, look how direct he is. Look, he's at him. Brilliant. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ah, it's cleared at the back. But listen, I like that little cameo there from Nelson. What I like about it is straight at the fullback. No messing around. Give me the ball. I'm running at you. And that's what Marquinhos didn't do enough in the first half. That's what Nicolas Pepe didn't do enough when he was at Arsenal. That Gabriel hairline looks dodgy. I'm telling you, I think he went to a backstreet one and paid, you know, got the cheap version. Who is that? Rob Holding has got cramp. Naturally happens when you haven't been playing every week. Arteta will be pleased with this. 3-0. Clean sheet. We'll take it. Top of the group, people. Bang. GK Renke said, or is it G Cranky? Man, like Curtis Wagwan, big up, bro. Hope you're well. CHB said Nelson. Yeah, man, listen. It's last chance saloon for Nelson. If you're going to have an Arsenal career, now's the time to do it. If not, you're done. You've had enough chances. You've had enough loans. Man's had more loans than Wonga, mate. And they're out of business now, I think. Alex Song is the most underrated Arsenal player. I thought he was brilliant. He was good for a couple of years. Went to Barcelona and flopped. Big Steve got the school fuggery intro. It was a legendary stream. I didn't see that bit. I was listening to a lot of it in the car. I was driving. So I might have to go back and look at that. Saeed became a track star when a Man City fan came on to debate. Man logged off with immediate effect. Listen, you got to protect yourself at all costs, people. Turner in goal against Liverpool. Behave yourself. Relax. We don't want none of that. Just keep doing your thing in the Europa League group stage, then we move. You know? Gabriel got his hair transplant from some Turkish brother who operates in an alleyway near me in Halston. Man said, you don't need to go to Turkey. I got a Turkish brother in the ends who can do that for you this afternoon. £700. Here's Nelson. Direct running. The defender's done well, though. He's kept up with him there. Man saying, hey, Wasim, relax. As your Arteta shirt arrived. I ain't buying that shirt, man. If we get top 4, I think I would get it, though, for banter. Probably be sold out by then. Here come Bodo. Hello, Moto. They're on the attack, ball out wide. Crossed in. Matt Turner, he nicks it from him. Good save. Oh, it's cleared off the line. Unbelievable. Bodo nearly scored there. Matt Turner, decent save to be fair. Decent save. Ref just end the game. We're all shattered. 90 minutes gone. We're in time added on. Ball whipped in. Rob Holding heads it away. Man said Turkish gave him the hair transplant. Oh, my days. Cruz said Vieira would score. He did, didn't he? Cruz, yeah, he called Vieira. Big him up. Man of the match, Vieira. I'm going along with it. Goal threat all game. Got his goal. Set a goal up. Love it. Cliff, big up Cliff with a super chat. Brethren, up until the last few minutes, this was brutal. If this is what we have to depend on when injuries come, my humble pie is back in the freezer. I told you, the backup just ain't there, people. It is not there. Matt said Gilberto Silva is the most underrated player. He was a top player. YouTube tutorial. Man done it himself. Do it yourself kit at home. Blow the whistle. I need to go to bed. Listen, it's been a tiring game. Oh, what a touch, Gabriel Jesus. Minute left, people. 3 minutes added on. We're 2 minutes in. Jesus just pass it before they kick you. He's trying to get the shot off. Here's Odegaard on his right foot. Doesn't want to shoot. Here's Saka. Saka hasn't had the ball much since he came on, to be fair. Lokonga's been decent. Quietly handled his business. Chance. Nelson shots blocked. You can tell Jesus desperately wants the ball. Vieira is classic and defo be a big talent. 30 seconds to go, people. Bodo have the ball back. Thank you I'm going to say now, people, because I'm not going to do much after the game. I'm shattered. The game hasn't been great. But listen, we got the job done. Thank you very much to everyone for tuning in. Make sure you lick down that like button and subscribe to the channel. As always, get voting. Football Content Awards. 2 categories. Voting closes in 2 days. So if you haven't voted, Saka, we had a 2-on-2 there. And he has a heavy touch. Full-time whistle goes, people. Full-time whistle goes. Arsenal 3. Bodo Glimt 0. And job done for Arsenal. Top of the group. 6 points from 2 games. Goals by Nketiah, Holding, and Fabio Vieira. Fabio Vieira, for me, the man of the match. I thought he was really good. Good shooting as well. And he looks a talent. I think he can push Martin Odegaard. They're slightly different, even though they play in a similar role. And he did well, deserved his goal, got a very good assist. And big up Matt Turner, clean sheet. That's all you can do to answer the critics wrong. Mang said, Holdini in defence versus Liverpool, no chance. But he did well tonight. Patrick said, thank you for your time, Curtis. Really appreciate it. Broad said, your victory speech came up on my suggestions. Let them know. More trophies than Harry Kane. We do not include the Audi Cup. People, thank you very much for tuning in. Legendary as always. Thank you for carrying me through this stream. At times it was difficult. I was tired. And listen, it's quality that you are such an, engaging community and you get so involved. Kamani said, it's my birthday, by the way. Hopefully Arsenal give me a belated gift against Liverpool. Happy birthday to Kamani. Always part of the chat. Really appreciate it and enjoy your birthday, bro. Big up Snake Eyes as well. I'll be back 2 p.m. tomorrow. We'll review the game, press conference reaction, and we will, of course, talk about the rumours linking Marcus Rashford to Arsenal. You know me, people. Rashford FC, get him to the carpet. Thank you very much for tuning in. 3-0, top of the group. We go again Sunday. Liverpool, much more difficult. Take care, people. See you tomorrow. Bless.